is the Voices of Misery podcast. This show isn't for the easily offended, so PC police on patrol stand by. You've been warned. Now, let's join the nerd and nerdette with another podcast for that ass.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Voices of Misery podcast once again. I am, of course, one half of the host team, the nerd, and the other half is...
the nerdette.
Oh my god, you always say it the same way, and you look miserable every time you say it, like you hate it, like you hate the opening.
And you keep doing it.
Well, you know what? Sometimes we just have to drive each other crazy now, don't we? Besides that little rocky intro, how has your week been so far?
Oh my god. It was alright. Yesterday morning was a fucking nightmare, though.
You want to explain to everybody how, because you look like you might have dropped a few lbs.
Shut the fuck
since
up,
yesterday
dude.
morning. What happened? Listen,
I
don't exercise.
I don't exercise at all. So yesterday was just a complete nightmare for me. So we have a certain routine in the morning with the kids. They have to do, certain things at a certain time. So we keep on track and we get to the bus on time. Now, between the buses, we leave the house at the same time. The older one gets on about a minute or two after we get to the bus stop. And then the other one has the same bus stop, but I have to wait about 10, possibly 15 minutes before her bus comes. So basically we're standing there looking like idiots, just me and her. But there are times where her bus comes early, so I can't switch it closer to the house. So, I don't know. It was just a big thing yesterday. So Jenna woke up. We got her ready and stuff, and normally she goes to the bathroom immediately when she gets up. That's her routine. Yesterday, she couldn't get herself to go. No big deal. We'll continue to get dressed, we'll do breakfast, we'll get ready. And so then I see the clock that it says 6:31. Now, we're supposed to be out of this house by 6:32, or we're going to be late. So 6:31, I'm like, all right, put your sweaters on, we got to go. No dawdling, we got to get out of this house. So as we're putting our sweaters on, Jenna's like, I have to go potty. And I'm like, fuck, because I completely forgot. Because I was doing the lunches and stuff. I completely forgot she hadn't gone yet. So I'm like, fine. You go in the bathroom and do that. Sammy's old enough to, and it's sunny out in the morning now. At least for now. She can go to the bus stop by herself, So I'm like, Sammy, you get a head start and get to the bus. I'll wait here for Jenna. So she leaves the house. Jenna comes out, wonders where Sammy is, because that's not part of her routine. She knows that Sammy's supposed to be walking with her. And so I'm like, Sammy's going to the bus. We'll catch up. So I go to grab my phone off the couch. I turn around, she's gone. Completely ran out the front door.
You didn't hear the door open?
She opens it all the way. It hadn't shut yet. It took me 2 seconds to grab my phone. She was out the door and gone. So I'm sitting there like, fuck, because, I have to be with her because she is not aware of her surroundings. She'll just run wherever the hell she wants to go. You can see Sammy all the way the hell up the road. So I knew where she was going, but it's just the traffic in here. People don't pay attention. She doesn't pay attention. That's not a good mix.
It's a recipe for disaster, man.
So I quickly grab my phone, grab the keys, lock the door, slam the door shut, and I'm freaking taking off. So now I'm running after her. And I've never seen a kid run so fast. This kid can freaking run. And it boggles my mind that she runs as fast as she does. I've never seen a child run as fast as her. It's ridiculous. And I don't know if it's all the power jumping that she does when she's aggravated or what. But she's got some strong legs. And she took the hell off. So finally, we get all the way to the bus stop and I get there. And I'm huffing and puffing. Can't fucking breathe. I feel like I'm dying. And, of course, Samantha is cracking up. And then Jenna looks at me and goes, that was fun. It was nothing. And not breathing heavy, completely fine, not winded. And this is, a ways away. She ran the whole way without stopping. Just took the hell off. So I'm like, whatever. So Sammy gets on the bus. Everything's good. We're at the bus stop. About 2 minutes goes by. And she looks at me and she goes, library books. And I look at her and realize her book bag's not on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was in such a rush to follow her out the door. Neither one of us grabbed the book bag. So I'm like, oh my fucking God. So I had to take her hand and freaking run all the way the hell back home. to get this freaking book bag. And I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be the one fucking day that her bus is early. Yeah. So it's either we get the book bag and we catch the bus, or we miss the bus and she's freaking stuck home. Like, that's all it is. So we finally get to the house. I tell her to stand in the driveway. Like, just stand there and do not move. I unlock the door. I go get the book bag. I don't even bother locking the door back up. I throw my keys to the ground and we run. So I grab her hand and run all the way the hell back. Oh my God. I ran so much yesterday. It was ridiculous. And then, so her bus gets there the exact moment we make it back to the bus stop. And I'm out of breath. And I'm just get on the bus and have a good day. Like, it was a freaking nightmare morning. Of course, she thought it was great. And I'm thinking to myself, well, at least hopefully she got some of her energy out, and hopefully she had a good morning. You know, she's not going to want to be jumping and stuff. She should be nice and calm with all that exercise. So hopefully that helped her out. But as I'm walking back, and I still cannot breathe, okay? You text me, like, out of freaking nowhere, that was the best sleep I've ever had. And I'm thinking, motherfucker.
That's the first time I've slept in, like, months.
I was so pissed off. I'm like, shut up, I've had a horrible morning. All I wanted to do was get the fuck home and sit the hell down. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, if
horrible.
that's the worst part of your day, then it really wasn't that bad.
And there you go. And there you go with that crap. But, like, no, that was a nightmare, because I was so afraid we were going to miss her damn bus, and she shouldn't have to stay home because she missed her book bag. But the thing, her lunch and her snack and, like, all her crap was in there. And if it wasn't for that, I would have been like, screw it. You know what? Bring your folder and your books tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it had her food in there. So I'm like, fuck. We had to go all the way back for it.
Then the other one forgot her lunch.
Well, that...
What did she end up doing? So Samantha forgot her lunch this morning.
This is another issue. So that was yesterday morning. Then this morning, we were late. I don't know why, but we ended up being late. So we left the house. Everyone had... Everyone had everything. We get to the bus stop, and of course, as soon as we get to the bus stop, she says something. Now, like I said, there's a minute or two before Sammy's bus gets there, so we usually get there, like, right before. And then we were late, so I'm like, crap. Like, so we finally get there, and she's like, oh my God, my lunch. And I look at her, I'm like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? How did you forget that?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at my watch, and the bus is already a minute late because we were late. So I knew that it was late and it hadn't come through yet because I didn't hear it in the neighborhood. So I'm like having a full-on debate with myself. Do we have enough time to run all the way back and get it or not? But with my luck, we would leave to get back there. And because her bus was already late, she would miss it anyway. So I'm just like, you know what? You're going to have to go to school and you're going to have to buy lunch. And what normally happens, at least what has always happened previous years, is that a child forgets their lunch, they go to the lunch line, and usually it's like charged to their account or whatever, and then the parents get an email, get a warning or whatever, and then you go online and you pay it. No big deal. So I'm like, you're just going to have to go and deal with it because she's picky. And I'm like, they got to have some type of sandwich or fruit or, you know, whatever. So she's like, fine. So she gets to school. And she comes home, and I say, well, how was school? She goes, oh, it was good. She goes, but I'm starving. And I said, well, didn't you have lunch? She goes, the lunch lady wouldn't let me. So now I'm pissed.
Oh, boy.
Okay, now I'm ready to flip out. And I said, what do you mean the lunch lady wouldn't let you? Because I didn't have money. I said, that's not the way it works. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to let you go through, and then we get billed.
Yeah.
You know? And she goes, no, she wouldn't let me. I said, so she knew that she was sending you back to a lunch table with nothing to eat all day? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I was fucking fuming. I'm like, what is that lunch lady's name? Mm-hmm. And she goes, I don't know, but she's done it to one of her friends, her best friend as well this year. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did they change the rules and I don't know? Mm-hmm. I mean, she never buys lunch, so it's always like she brings her...
So what happened with it? Because now I'm pissed off.
Nothing. She didn't eat until she got home.
Shelby, school?
Well, no, because she doesn't know the freaking lunch lady's name. But Shelby gave her like a little bit of goldfish and, you know, whatever. But it's just like, really? Like, this kid always brings her lunch to school. She forgot it one freaking day. You can't just let them go through. It's $1.50 or whatever the hell it is, and just like, fuck off.
Wow.
So That was the last 2 mornings.
Yeah.
Just like, seriously.
So make a poor kid wait
I'm
all day long.
pissed over that. Like, who does that? I've never, like... I understand if you have an outstanding balance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe... I don't know, give them a little something.
I would call the school tomorrow and ask what the policy is if a kid forgets their lunch, and then be like, well, listen, I don't know the lunch aid's name of my daughter, and that's what I would say, because no kid should go a full 8 hours or whatever it is without eating something.
I know for a fact that the elementary school...
I remember we used to get an email, and we used to pay it online.
Yeah, even if they forgot their school snack, the teacher would send them to the nurse's office, and the nurse had stuff in there. Whether it was cheese and crackers or, an apple or whatever, the nurse always had food in there for kids. I mean, really, you couldn't send her somewhere to give her, like, anything?
Yeah, and it makes us look like dirtbags, even though she already forgot the damn thing.
So, needless to say, I don't think she'll be forgetting it again. And
well, she's done it before.
Last year.
Yeah, she forgets all the time. She forgets something, so... Forgets her AirPods. She went to school with her AirPods in her freaking pocket or some shit. I don't know what the hell it was in her coat, her book bag.
She lost one of her AirPods. We couldn't find it. We went all over the house. Yeah. And it had fallen into her open book bag. She must have been leaning over it or something, and it had fallen out and into her book bag. And then she realized it when she was at school that day. But it's just like, whatever. I'm over it. So tomorrow better be a better morning, because it's been one hell of a fucking week already with that.
Yeah. I had a really weird week so far. Just another stressful one. I slept really good on Monday night. I took some Z-Quil. I slept through the night like a freaking baby, man. It was a good night of sleep. I haven't slept that good in a very long time. I took a little bit of that. Oh, yeah, and by the way, we're still using our shitty old setup. But tomorrow, we are getting our swivel mounts. And that should really, hopefully, fix everything up. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And I'm also going to get us a couple pair of headphones to plug into there so we can do a sound check with each other before we do that, because it plugs into here and goes in. So I'm going to get that. And hopefully that helps, because I don't want any excuses anymore. I want this shit to work. But anyway, I'm sitting there and what part was I? Oh, yeah. So I had a good night of sleep. I took some Z-Quil, slept through the night. Monday night?
Sunday night.
Sunday, oh yeah. Sunday into Monday. And I slept like a baby, man. It was such a good night of sleep. Came to work ready to rock and roll on Monday and get some bad news, and I'm like, oh, here we go. It's like nothing can ever be good. Nothing can ever be good, Mm-hmm. So I get some bad news. Nothing like, life changing or anything, but it's just another nuisance in the cog of life that I have. So I'm sitting there stressing about that on Monday night now. And Monday night I took some of that stuff and I couldn't sleep, and I told you, just go to bed. Just sacrifice yourself.
Sacrifice myself.
No, I'll sacrifice myself rather. You go to bed, and I was up, not all night, but I was up a lot of the night. I slept very little. Came into work today expecting like horrible, horrible things. And nothing horrible happened, but it's just like, I don't know, I'm just sick of weird shit happening. Just sick of like getting like news every time I come to work. It's like, oh, this may happen. It's like this fucking day.
But you think like, and I know that's how you think, but you think like the absolute worst.
Oh yeah, doomsday scenario.
Anything they could say. Like I don't know. They could say you won the fucking lottery, and you're gonna be like, well, what do I have to do to get it? Or like you would think something bad for every single thing. Why is Rachel Ray on your fucking phone? Is that who that is?
Yep.
Oh my god.
So I picked up my work phone, and I have Rachel Ray as my background.
Fuck, he's looking at his notifications. I'm like, what the hell?
Who is? Oh, you should have known already. You should have known, goddammit. She's on my iPad, too.
You got her there. No, she's not. Becky's on your iPad.
Becky Lynch on my home one, but my work stuff is Rachel Ray.
Oh, my God.
Well, listen, all right? I've been having... So far, it's been a really crappy
You know what's
week.
On mine? A fucking beach scene. That's what's on mine.
Well, because you're a real beach sometimes, you know that?
I am all the time, baby. That's why you love me.
I've got a really shitty week so far, and hopefully it gets better. I'm off after tomorrow night. Tomorrow night I get out a little early, have a nice little, Thursday day off, day to recharge, hopefully. Come back to work Friday and have off Saturday. So it's like I get a little bit of break time, with a little, work and then break and shit like that. So hopefully this is going to be a good couple of days off I got coming up, and just got to recharge the batteries, man. I haven't really done much. I've just been going to work, stressing out, doing great as usual, and then coming home again and just stressing about the next day. I'm just sick of stressing. I'm so sick of it. And we finally started getting paid for doing the podcast with a couple advertisers. I'm going to do a couple commercials in a little while here. But I just want more, I want more, and I want it faster, and I want to get out. I want to get out of my situation, and I just want the stress to be gone. And just want to do things I enjoy in life, and that's what I see as being a key for all of our listeners out there, and people old and new, like not age-wise, but like new listeners and old listeners, stuff like that. You just got to find your thing in life, and just find a goal, man. There's an end game to all this shit, and it's not death. I mean, there's something before that, and you make of it what you can, what you want out of it. You fucking pay your bills, whatever. You can do the paycheck to paycheck thing if that makes you happy, or you can just kind of choose your own destiny. And my destiny is not to be doing what the fuck I'm doing forever. I want to pay my shit and just relax. I want to do this podcasting thing and have a good time doing that. And something we enjoy doing together. I want to do that, not full time maybe, but at least more than what we're doing now. And I don't know. I just want to get out of the whole fucking day-to-day job thing. I hate it. The 9 to 5, fucking Monday through Friday bullshit. Go to work, you deal with someone's stress, because people have to put stress on you no matter where you are. I mean, like, you can come home and that's like your like a safe zone, I guess. But then there's people that send you things in the mail called bills that add stress to you even when you're home. You go to work and you get stressed, and it's like, why the fuck can't something just be stress-free?
Dude, the fucking water bill came today. We just paid that shit.
Is it? It's not the red one, is it? Is it
No,
the red
it's
one?
not. No, it's
it's
not
a brand.
the red
It's a brand
one.
new one. Okay.
But it's like, we just sent you money.
Well, we didn't pay it exactly the day we got the last one. If we pay this one today, like if I pay it right now, which I can, I'll pay when we're done with the podcast.
It's just
here.
annoying.
I'll
It's
pay
just
when I'm done with the
annoying. You
podcast.
just got fucking money. And
It's just, I don't know. It's just, and that doesn't stress me out. It's when, because like all our bills are up to date, obviously, but it's like once you get the ones that tell you, oh, if you don't pay this in 3 days, and if you don't have it, you got to scrounge for it or whatever, because we used to live, in those times way back when. That's stress, but then you go to work and there's stress. What?
you want to talk about the stupid pest elimination people? How annoying they've been the last couple months?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So,
We had a huge credit on that account.
Yeah, we had a very big credit, which is amazing, And for those of you that don't know, when you live in the South, I think most people pretty much spray their homes with some kind of pest elimination or whatever, so you don't get like the stupid poison spiders or, whatever the hell in your house. And which I love, because I don't see anything in this house ever. So I love that they come. Anyways, we had a huge credit on there, and they came and sprayed, I don't know, a few months back, and we ended up owing $5 for that spray.
Yeah,
And
it like ate up all of our credit but $5.
Yeah.
Like we owed $5 for the expensive spray.
Holy hell, were they so annoying to get that $5? And it wasn't that we didn't have it; it was just we would get the notice and then forget about it and like go about whatever the hell we were doing at the time, and then just forget. It was $5. We would literally forget. We got like handwritten notes, we got emails, and like what the fuck?
Yeah,
like for $5.
all the paper and time that they wasted on us.
Like seriously,
for $5.
And we needed to get sprayed again. I think it was last week. We got sprayed, and I'm just like,
Broke out the old credit card.
You just paid the $5. Like, so
The convenience fee of paying online was more than what we owed them.
Oh my god, just so annoying. But some companies are just like obnoxious.
Some of them are, but But I get it, because like when I used to work at Spectrum Cable back in the day when it was Time Warner. If like your bill was $100 even, and you paid $99.99 because you thought it was $99.99, and
you could still get cut
you
off.
get cut off for 1 penny, because it's not some person that flips a switch. It's a computer sees a past due. They don't care if it's a penny or $1 million. They're going to cut you off because it sees that's the way it's built, the algorithm, whatever computer
I
shit
can't
they
even
got going
imagine
on.
how pissed off I would be if that was.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Case.
I've seen people cut off for like a nickel or 40 cents, and I'm like, I'm just going to credit them the 40 cents and turn them back on, because I'm
So
not going to charge
dumb.
someone's credit card 40 cents. It's gonna hurt them more, but whatever. It's one of those stupid things, man. And like, it's just corporations in general that just get on my nerves with certain things that they do and shit like that. But I was on a little roll there trying to make a point about people trying to do things in life. Just get where you want to be, man. Be happy. I just want to wake up in the morning with a hangover on like a Thursday morning and not have to worry about going to work, because I don't have to. I don't have to worry about it. I only work 2 days a week, 3 days a week. That fucking parking golf carts at the golf course down the road or some shit. Just to do something, just to make a few extra bucks. And if I don't want to, I don't have to. That's what I ultimately want in life. That's what I want, to get to that point where you just don't have to do shit unless you want to. We'll get there eventually. I mean, realistically, by the time we're 45, by the time I'm 45, hopefully that's a case that we can do. But I want it sooner. I want it by like 40. Would be a great time to do it, which is a couple years away. But we'll see. I mean, like, we didn't think we'd be where we're at right now, 11 months into podcasting. So in 11 more months, who knows? Maybe we could be making a little bit more to put a little bit more aside. And we could get there quicker. Who knows? We're doing some good things right now. That's all I got to say about that. Is there anything you wanted to talk about? I know you got some topics there. I have a topic too, but it's not as good as yours.
I thought you wanted to talk about how we come off on the podcast when we're talking about people.
That's a good segue. We were thinking about this on a drive the other day, right?
I don't know how it got brought up in a conversation.
I was thinking, because like we complain about certain things, certain topics can be kind of controversial sometimes, and we were kind of wondering how we sound and how we come off to people. And the way that we are in real life is the exact way we are in the podcast. We're a couple of idiots just trying to figure out life and giving our own little thoughts and twists and perspectives on it, and we're not the smartest people, like we have a few drinks while we're talking, and we don't want to come off sounding pompous or like know-it-all, because we're not. We openly state before we make any kind of strong assertion towards any topic.
No, we were concerned because I think it was the last episode. Was that the last episode where we ran into the neighbor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what brought it up, because I didn't care to speak with her, and it wasn't that I cared to speak with her. When I leave the house, I'm a certain way, and I guess it's just my personality. I never used to be, but the older I get, the more I just want to get shit done, like boom, 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 and get the fuck home. Like, I just want to be home, in my home, relaxing. Like, I feel like, I don't know, being out in public, I don't want to run into anybody, but I just want to, if I'm going to a store, I want to get what I gotta get, and just come home. And it's no offense to anybody. Like I said in that podcast, I like my old neighbor. I never had a problem with her, except for the fact that she talks a little bit too much, but very, very friendly. Very friendly. And I think that's what sparked our conversation off the podcast, to be like, I don't want people to think that we feel we're too good to talk to someone.
To associate with other people,
because that's not it.
Definitely not.
Like, I'm more comfortable at home, or like standing in front of my house. Like, she used to be across the street. Okay, we'll bullshit here. We'll bullshit at the bus stop or whatever. Mm-hmm. But if I'm at a store, if I'm out trying to get something done, especially with kids, I just want to get it in and get out and just, and I'm
whatever. I'm worse because I used to see them across the street, and I wouldn't go to my car to drive. I would be late to work. Luckily, I wasn't, because like fate intervened, and they would go inside for a split second. I could run to the car. I could dive into the door before they can see me. But for me, like that was just like a person. It's a personal thing. It's just the way that I am. I can't change it. I don't like conversation. I don't like small talk. I don't like idle chatter with people unless I'm forced to. Like when I go to work, I talk to my coworkers, and I like my coworkers. I enjoy conversation with them. But if I was to run into them at like a Walmart, I would be very short and just get out the way, because that's just the way I am. Like I said before, I'm a hard person to be friends with. I don't think I'm better than anybody, obviously. It's just the way that I am. I don't choose to associate with people outside, and that's my choice. I'm not a jerk for it. It's just the way that I'm built. Blame it on the mental illness or whatever, but it's the way I am.
I think that's what we were hoping that came across, because we got new listeners, and I don't want to come off as a certain way. But old listeners that have been with us all along,
they totally get it.
They freaking know, because
they totally get it.
We've explained it many, many times. I just definitely don't want to come across as like we're too good for somebody, or like we hate everybody. Like I've had friends in this neighborhood who have since moved away or whatever.
I've never had one.
But like, and I'll talk to you if we're here. But if I'm out of the house, and especially if I have kids, I just want to get it done and just get in the car and go home. That's it. I just don't want to stand in an aisle. Because I hate, what? When I'm going down an aisle in a store and I can't get to the product that I'm trying to get to, or look at what I'm trying to look at because two people are standing there talking, I find it rude and annoying. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be that person. Like, if that bothers me, I'm not going to be that person either. So just like, hey, how are you? And whatever. And I did talk to her at the register. And
I didn't turn my back. I didn't even look at her.
I know. But like,
and she said, nice running into you guys. And I didn't look at her once.
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I had no problem talking to her then. Because we're leaving.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting their stuff. And like, one of us is going to be leaving before the other. Like, I'll sit there and talk about Halloween or whatever the hell we were talking about. and move on. But, like, not in the middle of an aisle. I'm not going to sit here and hug you and, like, let's conversate. How have you been? I haven't seen you in a year. No, thank you. Please. I'm friends with you on Facebook. Go there.
I'm just not a talkative guy, man. Like, and it's weird because, like, we host podcasts together and we talk for a couple hours and we talk to random people like strangers. But the thing is like, I can turn my mic off at any time and they'll disappear. You know, it's not like I'm forced to be in this conversation at all times. It's like you can pick and choose when you want to do it. And I'm also drinking alcohol too, which helps while I'm doing these things because, like, if
that's a good segue. Can I interrupt you there?
Go ahead.
When we first got together. And you moved in with me, right? Mm-hmm. We met, and then I think a week later, I think you moved up to New York because we both agreed we weren't doing the whole long distance thing or whatever. So you moved up with me. I think we were together about a couple weeks at that point, and all my dad wanted to do was meet you.
Yeah.
And you hated the thought, and like, I've never seen someone like that. Ever in my life. Like, you were just like, nope, not gonna meet him. Don't want to meet him. Nope. Just not gonna do it. And I'm like, well, you know, he's coming over. So what am I supposed to do? So I hung out with my dad, like, outside, because we had a pretty big yard back then. You know, it was decent size. And I just hung out with him, my stepmother, whatever. We were hanging out outside. And then, lo and behold, you finally come downstairs and outside with, like, I don't know how many drinks you had to suck down to get your ass out the door to meet him. But every person that I think you've ever met in my family, you had to drink before you met them. And
not
it's
just them.
Oh, no, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's everybody. It's just...
No. It's the thing is about alcohol is it lowers your inhibitions and clouds your judgment. Like, you may be the kind of person who's like, oh, I can't do this normally, but when you're drinking, oh, fuck yeah, I could do it, you know? Like, you might walk across the house butt-ass naked, peeing with each step of the way. Is that something you normally do sober? No. Unless you're a crazy person, you know?
Who the fuck does that?
I'm just saying, like, people do things you normally wouldn't do when you're under the influence. You feel like you could do it all, you know? Like, you could be watching someone, like, jump off a fucking cliff into a thing of water, like, 50 feet under, and every time you watch America's Funniest Home Videos and someone's doing some crazy stunt, what do they have in their hand? A can of beer or a drink or something, and then they do some dumb shit that they think they could do. But if you take that same person sober, they won't do it.
I would love to go to a party and see some dumb-ass shit like that.
Your dad tried the kid's slip and slide when he was drunk. He was drunk, and he knows he's the most uncoordinated fuck ever, and when he was drunk, let's do it. He was getting in the pool, and he was sitting in a kiddie pool drunk as hell.
No, that wasn't him. That was my stepmother. Oh my god.
But people just do dumb shit when they're drinking. For me, it doesn't really make me do dumb shit as much, but it
makes
does
you
make
more
me
social.
It turns me into the person that I probably was before whatever happened to me kicked in.
It makes you more talkative and more social.
It helps. So if you ever run into me when I'm sober, I'm not going to talk to you. But if you run into me when I'm drinking, I'll have a good conversation. We'll hang out.
Oh yeah.
Well, bullshit. We'll be best friends. And then the next day you'll probably call me. It's like when you pet a dog too much, you give it table food. The next day you see it and you're like, why did I do that? And it keeps coming over to you and licking you. That's what people do to me when they see me after drinking. They call me, they text me and shit. I'm like, wait, whoa, I'm sober now. Whoa, leave me alone.
That is exactly like my dad.
But no, your dad's miserable. I'm not miserable. I can be a human being, but your dad is miserable.
No, my dad.
He hates his own internal family, and I'm not like that.
My dad, like, his moods, God, I don't even know how to describe them. Like, if he doesn't have a one beer in him, you don't want to be in the same room.
His moods revolve around his next beer.
And if it's not revolved around that, it's revolved around either the Yankees or the Steelers. And if either team loses, like, you don't even fucking want to be in the same room with him then either. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but like, that's just the way it is. It's weird, man.
He doesn't talk at all unless he has beer. Because, like, I'll go over there and I'll hang out for a bit because he'll bitch and complain that I don't see him enough or whatever. Which is pretty sad because he is in the neighborhood. But, like, I'll go over there and I feel like I'm the excuse that, like, once I'm in that door, no matter what time of day it is, that beer can is cracked. Mm-hmm. And not me, by him. I do not drink over there at all. But, like, so I can go over there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, he sees me, and it's like he's got to crack open a beer. And I'm his kid.
There's fucking bitches there.
You know, like, you asked me over here.
Yep.
but you need to have a beer in order to be even remotely social. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's really weird. It is. It's a strange thing, but I get it because I'm the same way, but it's different. It affects me differently.
You are better because, like, you'll come out of the room in the morning, you'll talk to me, you'll talk to the kids.
I'll come out, I'll hang out. I'll be a normal human being.
He will not do that at all, but beer does make him more social, and that's what I meant. Like,
it changes his whole persona.
Completely.
He could be a miserable person. Like, you could walk out and be like, hey there, hey there, so-and-so, and he'll look up at...
Yeah,
if he even looks at you, he'll go... and he'll be playing on his iPad. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then, if you have a beer, he'll come out there, and he'll be like... and we'll sit down, have a beer, and then all of a sudden, he starts talking. Then the second beer,
he has a couple sips.
Then the second beer, he's having a conversation. The third beer, he's laughing, having a good time. The fourth beer, it's like, oh, let's put on some music, and then the beers keep going pounding. And then after like the first half of the case is gone, he's a dick.
Then he's a dick. Yeah, it happens real quick, real quick.
And he drinks beer faster than almost any human being I've ever seen like suck a beer down. So you only get about an hour and a half window of pure fun before he turns to a dick.
Which is why I only stay over there for an hour and a half at this point, and then I come home and I'm like, once I start seeing signs,
once the fun peaks. And he starts picking at his wife, that's when you know it's bad. Exactly.
I was just about to say, once I start seeing certain signs where he's starting to pick at her, I'm like, okay, I'm next, I'm out. Like, I'm not around here for this. You wanted to hang out, we hung out for a little bit, and now it's time for me to go. And then I get the guilt trip. But why do you have to leave? Because I can see where it's going, and I'm no part of that. I'll go home, and I'll hang out, and do my thing.
And I must say, for the most part, our drinking nights are pretty entertaining and they're fun. Like, we have a few drinks, we do a podcast, we go out, we have a few more drinks, we go to bed.
Yeah.
That's really it. We don't argue, we don't do any of this dumb shit, really. I mean, it never really happens. And the next morning we wake up, and if I have a hangover, I'll stay in bed a little bit longer, but then I'll come out, and everything's normal. We watch TV, we figure out a game plan for the day, and if I wake up without a hangover, it's like nothing ever changed. I don't understand how your mood is dictated by alcohol.
I guess with certain people,
I guess some people need it.
Because I remember, like, growing up, like, for visitation or whatever, like, growing up, like, way when I was young. And he would drink then, too. But I don't ever remember him being this way, so I don't know if it happened as he was older, or if as I got older, I started to notice it. If that makes sense. Like, I don't, like, when I was a kid, like, he was, like, the best.
Yeah.
If he was if it was Christmas Eve, man, and I was over there, like, oh my God, I was going to have so much fun. Because he was, like, the fun-loving, awesome dad that, he had a Budweiser in his hand, but he was, like, playing with me, and he was swinging me around, and it was amazing. And then, like, he would bring me home, and, I knew no different. That was who he was.
Do you think there's a way, I don't mean to cut you off, but you know how marijuana is called THC, and they separate the stuff without the high, the CBD, which makes you feel good without the high, but like it gives you all the ailments, the physical things and shit like that.
Yeah.
Do you think they can make a alcohol like where it's like a non-alcoholic beer almost, but it doesn't just give you the taste; it gives you the feeling, the euphoric feeling without the drunkenness. So like you're not slurring your words, you're not falling over, but it gives you that euphoric feeling. Do you think there's a way they could separate whatever it is? I don't know, because and someone please, if you're listening to the podcast right now, you can email us voicesofmiserypodcast@gmail.com or on Twitter @voicesofmisery. Send us a message. Our DMs are open. Send us a message or send us an email. If you guys know about this, if you guys are smarter, which you probably are, is there something that they can separate, like the alcohol, from the non-alcoholic stuff, but still give you that euphoric feeling? Because there's something to it. There's got to be something to alcohol where it can make you feel better and open you up in places that you weren't open before. And I don't mean like where like a girl who's like normally like shy and demure is a fucking slut at the end of the night because she drank too much or gets taken advantage of. I don't want that. But I do want the psycho-reactive things where I don't want to talk to people. But if I have a few drinks, I'm sociable and it can be fun. If they can
do that. But you
can
still drive?
But I can drive perfectly fine just like I can right now. And I could do everything I could normally do, like I'm not pissing every 5 seconds or, falling over and shit. I want that.
I don't think they can, because I think they would have come up with it by now.
But there's got to be something to it. What is it about or is it just the alcohol in general?
It's
going to fuck you up and do all this?
The alcohol, period. I don't think there's different elements to it.
But if someone's smart enough to take the marijuana part out of the CBD and just give you, I can sleep better now because I got the CBD parts, but I'm not high. I can still talk. I don't have the munchies. They got to have a way to do the alcohol too. Because that would be nice. Because then I wouldn't have to drink alcohol. I would just have a couple of fake beers or whatever the hell you want to call them, or like a pill that has all that stuff in it, and then you feel great. Where you don't have to worry about being a dumbass or fucking betting your house on a fucking losing bet or whatever the hell these people do when they get fucked up.
I will say that we stay home.
Yeah,
we don't go out and be stupid. Actually, we're not stupid anyways. I think it's mainly because we're older. That's what I think it is. Although I never drank when I was younger. So I never had the stupid stage where I would go to a bar. I think I went to a bar one time and that was my 21st birthday. I never did it again.
What,
well, no, that's not true because we used to go to the one restaurant, but I considered we went there for food, but would sit at the bar. That I don't consider that the same thing. Like going to a bar to drink.
Yeah.
I went once, and that's it. I'm not that type of person to go.
I don't really like bars. But if I'm going to go to one, it's not going to be a long trip. I'm going to go there, maybe have a couple of drinks, play a little bit of pool. And I see there's no reason why to even go to a fucking bar to play pool. I don't want to fuck around at a bar because it's too expensive. Yeah. And you're ending up talking to people you don't want to talk to. It's just a fucking uncomfortable situation. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's just, basically, bars represent everything I hate. You're overpaying for something that you don't need. Something you can get cheaper somewhere else. And you're around people. And there's germs and shit. You're drinking out of a glass that someone else fucking drank out of. They barely wash them because the bars around here are fucking dives,
See, you drink liquor. I drink beer. For that $6 beer, however much it is, I can get a whole freaking thing down here. I don't need to go to no damn bar for one drink.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I never understood the whole bar scene at all.
Well, I get it for certain aspects. I get the sense of community. People want a place where they belong, and if you're one of the kinds of guys, if I'm a single guy and I come home from work and all I have is my work, or if I have nothing else in my life, then I can see going to the bar because you go there and hey Susie, hey Ted, you sit at the bar they're there all the time, you're there all the time. I don't want to make lifelong friends at the bar because they're drunks, so I don't want to fuck around with that.
But would you want to meet a girl? Woman at the bar?
Hell no.
Because I can't, I'm nothing against anybody. Like I said, I'm not a bar person, so nothing against anybody that has done it. But I would, to me, go into a bar to meet somebody, already, the sign is, that's the first red flag right there. You're at a bar. How much do they normally drink?
I would meet a girl at the bar and there's only one type of girl that I would date from a bar. So let's say, I'm you know what? I've been at home for 3 weeks straight. I go to work, come home, I'm single. I go to the bar, and I'm sitting there, and I'm shy, and I'm not talking to anybody, and I notice no one else is, talking to me or whatever, but they're all talking to each other, hey, and they all know each other's names. I'm automatically judging them, hey, they're all drunks. They didn't come here together, but they all know each other. It means they're regulars, so I'm not talking to those girls. I'm talking to the girl that walks in, who's just like me. She's, shy. She's doing this thing with her jacket, she's uneasy. She doesn't even take her coat off. She sits by herself. No one jumps all over her. No one knows her.
Okay, first of all...
That's the one I'm talking to.
First of all,
maybe she had the same intentions.
That is not going to happen.
Yes, it is. No, she has the same intentions I do. She came
girl
home, she's single.
is single.
She wants to meet somebody too.
Completely uncomfortable. She's going to go to a bar.
Maybe. I'm uncomfortable. I've been at work for 3 weeks straight. I'm going to the bar, to meet somebody or just to see what's out there because I haven't gotten laid in a while. I've been single for a while. I go to the bar and I'm I'm going to meet somebody. I'm see all these girls and they're drinking, the guys are taking shots out of their tits and doing that thing where they lick their belly button with the salt.
What bars do you go
to? I'm just saying, these are the bars I see on TV, all right? And then the shy girl comes in, she's overdressed, she's got a scarf on, she's got this big brown jacket with fur on it. She's wearing jeans and boots with the fur on them and shit. And she comes in,
this is very specific.
She looks very frumpy. She's almost like Adrian from Rocky movies. That's the one I'm talking to. She's just like Adrian, really mousy and shit. She's got like a red nose. with freckles and glasses. That's
Man,
what
you're
I'm
really
to.
like, okay, if there's a sketch artist out there, I think we got a sketch going on.
That's not my dream girl or anything, but like I'm not, like that's the only one I would talk to at the bar. I'm not talking to someone at the bar who's like, yeah, they're fucking taking shots off her belly. Me and her end up hooking up that night. That's a one night stand. I'm never calling her again because there's no reason to. You don't. Basically, people, what I'm trying to say is, you don't meet your soulmate at a fucking bar, okay? Unless it's that girl with the freckles and the glasses, looking like fucking the chick from Scooby Doo, Thelma.
Oh God.
That's you bring Thelma home, you fuck Daphne, okay? That's what happens at the bar.
Wow.
You fuck Daphne. You fuck Ginger, you marry Marianne, all right? That's what happens. Gilligan's Island reference, people. We're old. God damn it. You got any other topics you want to speak about here in the first portion of our show?
I don't know how. See,
how do we top that?
I don't know, but we were trying to say that we weren't assholes, and then went down this whole asshole-ish freaking.
No, we're not
rant.
assholes. We're not assholes, but we're basically telling people. We don't like. I don't know. It's just the way we are, man. Like if someone ever wanted to be friends with us, it'd be very hard to be friends with us because that's just the way we are. You know. I don't know. I got to take a sip of my drink. Go ahead and talk for a minute.
You wanted to mention something about deep fakes.
Oh my goodness.
You were sending me weird videos yesterday.
See, I thought it was this morning. I was sending you a couple of videos, and if you ever wanted to see this video, guys, there's a ton of them. There's one where it was Bill Hader, and he was on some Tonight Show. I think it was like, what the fuck's that little douchebag's name? Jimmy Fallon. I like Jimmy Fallon, though. But anyway, he was doing like some talk about his daughter, and then he breaks on Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger's face out of nowhere. It's his face, and he was doing I. And then there was another one where like this one guy, a guy at work showed it to me today. The guy, he's like the best impersonationist I've ever seen. And he did like 20 different people, and each person's face. He did Walter White, and it was Walter White's face over him, and it was a deep fake, and he was doing it. And if you close your eyes, you would have swore it was Walter White talking. And you didn't really have to close your eyes. It was Walter White with hair because the deep fake only covered his face, not the hair part. And he was doing a bunch of these voices. It was so fucking good. And there's a couple other videos where like The Matrix, and it was like Bruce Lee in The Matrix. And there was like, what was the one I sent you?
Trump. It with
Trump. Better Call Saul. It was Trump. It was his voice. It was him saying all the lines from Better Call Saul with Trump's face in the scene.
But whose face was on Jesse? That wasn't Trump's, was it?
No, it was probably his son Trump or some shit. I don't know, but it was such a good video. But there was an even better one. It was like Tom Cruise in some role.
Wait a minute, you're going through it way too quick.
Because it fascinates the shit out of me.
This is the only video I saw. You sent me a couple. This was the only one I saw because it didn't say what it was, but I just happened to click on it. But Saul was it was Trump talking, but Saul's body. And it was word for word, I just don't understand how they do that.
They improvised a little bit of things that were funny, like a couple of jabs and jokes that were thrown in there, but it was good. It was really good.
It carried through in the conversation. It made complete sense. It just doesn't even make sense how they do that.
It floats so good, but I mean, like we talked about this before, where my concerns lie with this. Like this technology should be banned and outlawed immediately. It should not be a thing. Right now, we're laughing and joking. Oh, it's so cute. It's funny. That? I mean, if someone's caught doing it, they need to be arrested because there's so many things, and this is the beginning of this kind of technology. Just imagine when people can like really do some shit with this. Like imagine if like this was around when O.J. Simpson murders were happening, and O.J. hired someone to like put fucking some enemy of his face on there, you know, and I wasn't there, I didn't do it. And here's a video, and the surveillance is a deep fake of someone else doing a murder. When we're going to get to that point where like you can't trust what you're seeing on film? You already can't trust the media as it is and things you read. Now you can't trust things you see. What the fuck can you believe? You can't trust things you hear anymore because you can deep fake a voice. There was that Joe Rogan thing where someone used a bunch of clips from the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, and it was him saying shit he's never said, and they played it for him in the podcast. He thought it was funny, but he's like, this is dangerous, and it is. It's really dangerous because they can say, hi, my name is Joe Rogan, I want to do X, X, and X to the so-and-so, and people are going to really think it's him if they didn't know any better. Imagine if we showed Samantha The Shining with Jim Carrey instead of Jack Nicholson. She would think Jim Carrey was the star of the movie. She would have no idea it was Jack Nicholson. You can literally change history with this shit.
Yeah.
You could take a picture of George Washington and put him on fucking George Bush, and people would think George Washington was the president, 50 years from now, because they don't know any better. You can really change the course of history with this shit. That's why I think it's so dangerous. It's a scary, scary thing. And we've talked on this podcast. We've said millions of words over, hundreds and hundreds of hours of podcasting. And people can literally deepfake us to say whatever they want. You know, they can fit their narrative with my voice, your voice, and it doesn't matter. It's fucking scary, man. I like seeing it. It's funny, but it's also very scary. I don't like it.
So
overall.
What did you do? Someone sent it to you, or were you just looking it up the other night?
Somebody posted in the Hameen group a video of like wrestlers and like professional wrestlers and comedians over them. And, like Joe Rogan was George Animal Steel, and it was perfect. It looked good. It was funny. And then I went down the rabbit hole looking up these deep fakes.
That's all they got to do is show you one thing.
And I was looking up for like hours, and I was like, man, this is incredible stuff, but it's also very dangerous. It's like, when is it going to end? Like, what are we going to do eventually? Like, we're going to have like cyborgs and fucking people's clothes that can shapeshift and shit. Like, we're getting to that point where it's just going to be so, fucking crazy. When is it going to stop? You know? No one knows. When's it gonna stop? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's scary as shit.
What's wrong with you? What's that from?
I don't know. It was from some cartoon I watched as a kid or some shit. I don't know. But it's really fucking scary, man. It just drives me insane. Do you got any thoughts on it?
I mean, not really. I don't think it's right. I think it's messed up. But I don't like you're saying to outlaw it. I don't know how you can do that. I really don't. Because it's outlawed.
What good is it?
It's you're not allowed to hack anything either, but people do it all the time. I don't know how you're going to stop someone from
make it illegal.
What program is doing it?
There's a lot of them. They got that face swap one, and I think people use face swapping to morph it.
Oh, one of the things has a filter where you can face swap, right? Remember
Snapchat.
Is that Snapchat? Like a year or two ago, like moms and babies were swapping faces and stuff. That's probably what started it.
And they morphed it. They did it somehow. And I remember I downloaded some app and it was like $2 and I had fun with it for a little while. I think I still have it on my phone maybe or the iPad. Remember? And like the kids were doing it and Jenna had the princess face.
I thought that was just...
She was like, I'm a princess.
I thought that was just Bitmoji.
There was some app that I paid for. It was like $2 that I paid for in the App Store, and I got some extra points or whatever. And it was fun, but very creepy. I remember doing like a Hulk Hogan one. I was doing a Hulk Hogan dude, and I was doing a voice, and it was funny. But then it's just really crazy because like I was saying some pretty fucked up shit as Hulk Hogan. I'm like, man, you could really frame somebody if this gets any better, and now it's better. Not even like a year later, you can really fuck someone's life up. I don't know. It's just scary, and I hate to think that I could be walking into a store one day.
It's just going to get worse.
Yeah. But someone can steal my face and make me do something across the country that I never did in my voice and say shit that I've never said.
Well, just hope that you're at a store somewhere so you have a receipt or something.
I mean, shit,
so you can prove that you're somewhere else.
It's crazy. And like, just like me getting my credit card hacked years ago in Texas. Someone bought like a game card toy or some shit. And
yep.
I got an alert and I called and they fixed it. They were like, well, where are you? I'm in New York. And they pinged it and they were like, all right, you're in New York. And they fixed the charge immediately and gave me a new card and changed everything. But it's just crazy.
But at least they were smart enough to call you and be like, we know normally you purchase stuff here.
Well, I made a purchase that day with the card and I called. I was like, I just bought beer in New York. They're like, oh, okay, fixed it.
Oh, God. I don't know. That's a mess.
Yeah, it is a mess. You know what else is a mess? My fucking head. And I'll tell you what. Something else happened at work today. This guy, this morning, very early in the morning, he opened my mind, blew my mind with some shit. And I told him I was going to give him credit for this, and I know he's going to listen. So, Mr. J-Tech on Twitter, we're talking this morning. Like, we have pretty good conversations, and he's going to come on the podcast one of these days. He's a fan of the show.
Is he the clap it out dude?
He's a good dude. He says clap it out, but he's not the originator. The other guy's the originator of the clapping it out and all this other weird shit. That's funny, but see, I haven't said clap it out yet. You said it first.
No, I was just wondering because I know that you talked.
But we talk about like religion and theories of witchcraft and all sorts of crazy satanic shit. We talk about it all the time, you know. And at this point, we had a really good talk. And he was talking about exorcisms, and I was like, you know what? That's a really interesting topic. And he was watching that show, that evil show that I was telling you about, which I do want to give a shot now after talking about it.
Okay.
And he was saying how like on the show, I guess the question was brought up about mental health and exorcisms and how years ago that they would think exorcism were demons possessing. But this is before, you know, education on mental health was a thing. So you ask yourself this, were they just mentally ill people Because there are cases of mentally ill patients that speak in tongues, that change their voice, change their persona. They say they're so-and-so, they speak in tongues, they go, like they do weird shit. There have been cases like that. If you go to any crazy mental asylum, you're going to have people that have these weird tics and nervous things that they do. They shake uncontrollably, they freak out, they say these horrible, horrible things. And I guess people were saying they were possessed by the devil, but that could have been the first early signs of mental illness, don't you think?
Are you talking like schizophrenia?
Yeah, like schizos and just all sorts of just crazy people. I mean, like, your mother-in-law, if she was around, like...
Well, my mother-in-law would be your
100 years
mom.
ago.
You're talking about my aunt?
No, I'm sorry. Like, your stepmother, whatever the fuck you want to call her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Whatever, I'm sorry.
See, you had to specify because I got a couple things in my family.
Well, your dad's wife.
Yep.
If she was around back in the exorcism days and she had one of her spells where she was doing her crazy shit, they probably think she was possessed. Oh, she's possessed. Let's stone her to death because they didn't know that that's mental illness. She had a mini stroke, and there's just a lot more education now than back then.
You know what? They still don't know what the hell's wrong with her. So, I mean,
well, at least they're getting in that direction. Like, this is what happened, and this is what's wrong with her. We just don't have a cure for it yet. We can't fix it. We don't know why she's doing the shit she's doing. Like, we kind of know why. We just don't know how to fix it. We don't know how to reverse course on this whole thing.
I don't know.
So I don't know. I really thought that was an interesting, topic to talk about real quick, because when you think about exorcisms, like, they would throw holy water. Oh, here's another thing too. I guess on the show they do this spot where the preacher's holy water was replaced with regular water, unbeknownst to him. And when he threw the water on her, the girl like laughed or some shit. Or like she pretended that it happened and then she laughed it off and said, oh, it's fake water. And the preacher was like, oh shit, like he got like kind of thrown aback by it. Or like he thought he was doing something and he was like acting like the water was doing something.
I don't think I would like that show.
I like seeing shit where, things like that are debunked. So I kind of want to give it a shot because I'm probably butchering the story. Because it was only told to me once. I haven't seen the show, but if that's what it's about, I definitely want to check it out. Because I like seeing preachers and holy people get debunked. I love it. I like seeing them look like fools.
Exorcist was a show not that long ago, a couple years ago.
And it sucked. It was boring.
And you wanted to try it, so we tried it, and God, it was freaking awful.
Terrible fucking show.
Yeah, those type of shows, like, no, I can't get into, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't get into stuff like that.
Because it was like Latin times or some shit. Like, it was like in some weird area. I don't remember. The show is like forgettable. I'm surprised you remembered it, to be honest with you.
Oh, the Exorcist one?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I didn't like it. I don't remember who the hell was in it. I know it got canceled. So it definitely wasn't getting, good reviews or anything. But like it was freaking horrific, that show.
It was a really shitty fucking show. And man, I'm so glad. So glad we don't watch that one. I think it got canceled after the first season. It was so fucking bad. It was just a pitiful show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much every show we watch is pitiful. We don't really get into much anymore, together at least.
Not together, no.
Well, I mean, I don't think there is a show we can ever watch together because I always try overanalyzing things, and you just want to watch it and have fun watching it.
See, that's my I watch TV to get enjoyment. I don't know why you watch TV.
Me neither.
It's not to get enjoyment. Like I don't know what it is.
There really isn't much that I watch, to be honest with you, but I do watch sports. And my Giants have been getting fucking slaughtered.
And you don't get enjoyment out of that either. So
I get enjoyment out of seeing them get the shit kicked out of them because next year I want to see them get a good draft pick. But I'll tell you what, I will never bet on a football game. But if I did, I would go on my bookie. Ladies and gentlemen, are you the type of fan that knows football so well that you could choose any game and call it? Well, my bookie is a place for you because it'll let you turn all your sports odds into cash in your wallet. Right now is the football season. Like I said, I'm a Giants fan, and I wouldn't bet $1 on my New York Giants because they're freaking terrible. But the thing about my bookie is if you're a football fan, basketball fan, or a hockey fan, you can choose to bet money on your favorite team in any sport. So if you're going to bet this season, do the smart thing and go to mybookie.ag because no one gives you more ways to win. Are you tired of watching games from the couch with nothing to gain? My bookie wants to get your mind off everything else and back on the game. And you want to know something? Since they're good friends of ours and they love the Voices of Misery podcast and we love my bookie, if you join right now, my bookie will match your deposit halfway, all the way up to $1,000. That means if you deposit $2,000, you get an extra $1,000 in free money to play with. Just use promo code LATEFEES to activate the offer. Once again, that's promo code LATEFEES to take advantage of MyBookie's generous sign-up offer. Visit mybookie.ag today. You play, you win, you get paid. What do you think? That was a good one.
That was good.
That was very good. I'm getting better at these things. So if anybody out there wants to promote your special product, website, whatever you got, you can do it with the Voices Misery podcast and get my sexy voice to talk about your product.
Over your damn self. Do you know, I just got a text message.
Voices Misery podcast at gmail.com for any business inquiries. Go ahead.
I literally just got a text saying that they have snow up north.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God.
I hate snow.
I don't understand why it's so damn cold right now. I really don't.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Because I don't understand global warming. I'm a moron, obviously. You're a moron. But it was really, really cold last year. And then it was really hot for the summer. Now it's really cold again. Does global warming mean, like... Because you think global warming, everything's getting warmer, right? So ice caps are melting. So why does it get so fucking cold in the wintertime now? Why? Is this just like a disruption in what we're supposed to be used to with our weather in every, state or climate or area or whatever?
Yeah, everything gets fucked up.
Okay. See, that's all I needed to hear.
This isn't normal. It's not normal for the majority of the people that are getting this deep freeze or whatever the hell is happening. I don't know what the hell is happening, but most of the country is freaking freezing right now. Like, we're not normally supposed to be this cold, where it's going to get down to like 23 degrees tonight.
Yeah.
That's not normal for Myrtle Beach at this time of year.
Do we ever get that cold? I every year we live here, I seem to forget what last year's weather was.
I think we probably have, but it doesn't stay that for long. I don't think it was ever like that on the way to like the bus up in the morning. I think by the morning, when the sun comes up, I think it's usually like in the 30s or 40s. Like it's usually pretty decent. But this is like tomorrow morning is going to be horrific. Kids are going to have to actually break out their winter coats. It's going to be bad. And poor people have snow. Like oh my god. I can't even imagine. They didn't say how much snow they got up there, but
this is the beginning of the season, so probably like a little dusting probably, but I mean it's already mid-November. It's already the middle of November practically. As we're recording this, it's the 12th.
So up north, I guess it would be normal. Like, it's about damn time they got some freaking snow up there. But it was raining here earlier, and as it was raining, it was cooling down. And I'm like, oh my god, this rain better stop before it gets, below freezing, which is supposed to happen overnight. And the rain's supposed to stop around 9 o'clock tonight, so let's hope. Otherwise, it's going to turn to freaking snow or freezing rain or something.
I think what's going to happen tonight is the roads are going to be frozen tomorrow.
No.
In certain spots. I think so. It's going to drop down to what, 20?
Yeah, 20s.
Yeah, it'll drop down low, so it'll definitely be something, man. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it because I'm not a big fan of cold weather. I like the cold, but I don't like the chance of snow. And anytime it gets like this, where the ground's wet, it's going to get down to freezing temperatures for our area, I start to worry a little bit because I moved here to get away from that. I don't want to see snow. Like, I got in a car and it was all fogged up and I'm driving and I'm like, oh my god. And I drove past like one house with Christmas lights. Not here. Not here.
Damn it.
It was done by that shady gas station with a prostitute hotel. Can we talk about that real quick?
We've talked about it before. I want to talk about putting Christmas lights up.
All right, fine. Christmas lights it is. We're going to put them up this year, and I think we wrap them around the pole.
Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do that because neither one of us are going up on that roof. So
I don't want to go up on the roof. I never wanted to be that fucking dad that goes up on the roof and like their foot falls through the roof and they go, God damn it, and everyone and like the studio audience laughs and cheers and shit.
You think way too much.
I don't want to fucking be that guy, man.
But no, we have a nice front porch with like poles that come down and stuff, and I think
we are don't look at me, people, and we put up fucking lights, and that does nothing but put a fucking bullseye on us.
I don't get who the fuck comes over here. I don't give a shit. It looks nice for the kids.
People look at the house.
I don't care.
Kids don't give a fuck. They care about what's under the tree, not what's outside.
Oh, whatever. They enjoy when I have decorations out there. When I did the Halloween decorations, Sammy was so happy when she came home. She was like, "Oh, it looks so nice."
Ugh.
Kids like this stuff.
What do you think about the houses that like go overboard with that shit? Like they have like
I freaking love it.
Like they have like a $500 a month light bill for one.
Well, that's them. We would never do that.
They're crazy and they're idiots.
But have you ever seen the videos online where they're all decorated for Christmas and it like blinks with the music?
Yeah.
I love those.
I saw a house and it was a whole block and they all had like a theme together. and it would blink. The first house said Merry Second Christmas and have a Happy New Year in front of all the houses. And
How freaking cool is
that? They
all
blinked together. And I remember some news company or whatever the hell it was, like the local news in that area, they were like recording and they said, everybody 1, 2, and the whole neighborhood went 3. And a bunch of jackasses flipped the switch. And it said Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And it was blinking as each house, like in sequential order, perfectly. And I'm like, these fucking assholes. They probably all get together and shit. They probably all have presents. Probably drink fucking cocoa together. Now, this is why I can't do this, okay? Now, this is why I can't fucking do this. Because, like, if we had a bunch of friends, like, let's just say, like, we were those people, right? And we all talked to our neighbors, and we were outside, and we're all, like, shivering, and we're all having a conversation because it's cold out. We're talking, you know, we got our little dumb Christmas sweaters on and shit. Why don't you guys come over and have a few cocktails at our house, you know? And we're having cocktails and we're drinking. And then we have an orgy. How the hell do you look at your neighbor the next day knowing you just had an orgy?
I'm sorry. What the fuck does that have to do with putting up Christmas decorations? How do we go from putting up Christmas decorations to talking to neighbors to it automatically has to turn
into... Don't you think, like...
orgy?
So, did you ever look out the window and see, like, remember that weird crazy guy and his wife, and he would always go in people's houses with the keys and shit? Did you ever wonder if like, there's some weird kinker shit going on?
No, your mind immediately goes to sex for every single thing in the world. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. I can't.
Well, you want to know something about sex? You want to talk about sex, baby?
That's why.
Let's talk about you and me.
Oh, my God.
Remember the days when you were always ready to go? Because I'm ready to go all the goddamn time. Now, if you want to be like me, naturally I don't need this stuff, but it always helps me. It always gives me the extra boost that I need. Now, you too can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up. BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color blue. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know they work. You can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. And since they're chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill, so you can be ready whenever an opportunity, wink wink, arises. If you ever want to clap cheeks, I would say about a half hour before you're about to, smash it out, clap it out, whatever you're going to do, you take one of these pills. They taste fantastic. They're amazing, and they go down smooth like butter, man. And before you know it, your little soldier standing at attention, soldier, and he's ready to clap it out. Anyway, if you could benefit from extra function and more confidence where it counts, Blue Chew is the fastest and easiest way to enhance your performance. Most guys talk a good game, but Blue Chew helps you follow through. Blue Chew is prescribed online and shipped straight to your door in a discreet package. So no one's going to know what the hell's coming to your house. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to say, hey, look at Timmy over there. He's got a limp dick. Hey, limp dick Timmy.
God. What is
no one's going to know. It comes in a regular package. And you know what? Who cares? Because once their wife finds out you're taking Blue Chew, she's going to come to Timmy's house too. And you're going to clap that out as well, man, when your wife's at work. They're made in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships discreet, they're cheaper than a pharmacy. Right now, we got a special deal for our listeners at the Voices Misery Podcast. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our promo code MISERY. Just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BLUE Chew.com. Promo code MISERY to try it free. Blue Chew is a cheaper, better, faster choice, and we thank them for sponsoring us, the Voices of Misery Podcast. Boom. I can almost hear explosions, just like you're going to hear tonight after I take my Blue Chew pill. You are giving me the look of people. She knows that when I take that Blue Chew, and I'm about to take it a half hour before we wrap this show, and she knows what's happening. I'm going to be clapping cheeks, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. How do you feel when I take Blue Chew? Like that look in your face. You can't run away fast enough when you see that Blue Chew go down my throat.
Shut up. Oh, God.
Oh, boy. And we got some more sponsors coming up, too. So I can't wait for those reasons because they're going to be fun as well. And we got a couple of new sponsors coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate...
I can only imagine what you're going to do to that.
We appreciate every single one of them. We love you guys. And we do appreciate Blue Chew. And we love my bookie because, I love placing bets on the games. It's very fun. It brings my few co-workers and I together. We always go on my bookie. We use the code. We just have a good time betting on the games, and it's just fun. It's legal. You can gamble real money in real time and just see your money. It's basically like betting on yourself. It's a nice investment on your knowledge of sports, and of course Blue Chew, man, because I like putting a smile on your face. And you may bitch now, but after I take that pill and we're done, you're smiling and you're sleeping well.
Oh my God.
Anyway, let's take our first break here. Are you ready to take a quick little break and we'll come back and reconvene?
Yep.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick little pause. Just a little blip in your radar of life as you're driving to your car. You're driving, you're in traffic, you're pissed off, you're screaming and cussing at somebody that cuts you off. Oh, wait, you're driving in South Carolina. Come visit the nerds, because that's what happens here every morning on my fucking commute. You know what? Maybe on my next solo podcast, I think I might do that. Just drive to work and record me just going off. You might hear me singing songs and going off, just being crazy. But if you want to hear a real commute to work, and I did one driving home from Charleston one day, and it was pretty entertaining, screaming episode. I was going off and shit. But me going to work's even better. I think I might do that again.
I don't think that was bad.
Really?
I don't think it was.
You listened to it?
Yeah, well, that was way back.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
That's when I used to listen. But I don't think that was...
You used to listen.
It's not like what I hear now. Like, I think that was a very tame...
Hey. Now let's talk about that real quick, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about my last couple of interviews that I've done. How do you honestly... You hate them?
I hate some.
If we weren't together, would you think they were entertaining? Would you like... Okay. That's fine.
Listen, we've discussed how I feel and how I was raised.
To be very modest. You were raised to be very modest, right?
Why would... If we weren't together, why would I listen to them?
No, well,
That's not the type of person I am.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm not either. Like, I'm really not... I like to, get... you like to use the word kinker. I like to get down and dirty,
Yeah, but
I like to get nasty.
All right, move on. It's time to move on.
But the thing is like, when you're interviewing certain people from certain backgrounds, I do it because I like to listen to different backgrounds. And I've been trying to get people from other walks of life, and I have a couple people that I've been talking to off and on, like kind of like, I guess the word would be like flirting with the idea of getting them on the show. Just different backgrounds, I got random shit coming up, and I got one coming up, a big one in January when this guy comes on the show. It's going to be really fun.
Well, who the fuck is that?
I told you, the guy with the thing. We used to do the thing. We'll talk about that off air. But yeah,
that really narrows it down.
Well, we could talk about that off air because I don't want to ruin the surprise. It's going to be a fun one. But I can easily get these adult stars, and I've been talking to agents. I got agents' phone numbers in there, and they're like, hey, anytime you want someone else, and they gave me a list of people they got. Call me. You're a really cool guy. We enjoyed the interview. Our positive feedback on their side. So now I've like kind of gotten myself in where I'm like this porn peddler.
I know, and I don't like that because we're kind of it's the same shit every single time. How many times can you?
That's why
ask the same crap to a different person.
Well, that's why I really liked the interview I did with Ava Hadid, who was the escort. No, the escort was a great conversation.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because that was one where it was like you're talking to someone who has
that's something
a
different.
Background, doing something completely different. And right. I love talking. It was such a good conversation.
Why didn't you get a stripper?
I probably could. Well, I mean, a lot of these adult stars are strippers, or they dance occasionally, but they're featured, But I mean, I enjoy them.
Why is it all women?
I've listened.
Listen. I'm a female, right? And not that I would listen to the male because that's just how I am. But I'm just saying, like it's all females. Well, like where's like
the thing
some
is
male stuff for the female listeners?
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think, like, if it was, like, me having a conversation with a guy, I think it would kind of come off kind of like a bro-y kind of conversation. Hey,
but that's fine. Then it's not kinker and disgusting.
It was like to fuck this girl, that girl. Man, I'd fuck all these girls and fuck.
Oh, okay. Well, if you word it like that.
But the thing is, like, and like, this is just me prejudging a conversation I haven't had. Because
that's how you do it.
Because I have conversations, these people know, I've talked about it before. With my mental illness, I like to be prepared for things before they happen. So I'll have a conversation 100 times, all like positive, negative, crying, fighting, anger, rage, all this other shit. Loving conversations with the same person 1,000,000 times over. So I kind of feel like I know where conversations are going to go before they happen. With a female, I kind of feel like I can be more open because I can ask questions that I genuinely want to know, because I'm not a female and I want to know their perspective on these things, and I'm curious about a lot of shit. But there are some different conversations.
That's catering to the male audience only.
Yeah,
and that sucks.
I know, and I'm gonna try to get better at that. So, like I said, I've reached out to a lot of different people, and I got some interviews coming up that I think are really gonna blow people's socks off, and just different walks of life, and like that's something I've always wanted to do. Is just get people from different, like firefighters, policemen, shit like that. Just like
that would
lawyers, just people like doctors and shit. I got a lot of different things coming up. So, and the one big one in January, I think that one's gonna be an emotional.
You're killing me because I don't have a clue. What the fuck you're talking about.
I think people are gonna shed a tear when they hear this one. I think it's
Who
gonna be.
Who the fuck is it?
A very sad one. We'll talk about this off the air, okay? You already know about it. It's not gonna.
Well, apparently I can't remember shit.
You just can't remember shit. Me neither. I'm surprised I remember to even fucking hit the record button half the time. So anyway, have you been watching TV lately? You watched something special, didn't you?
Well, I watched a few things. First of all, that movie app, right? I'm trying to figure out what to watch next, and
you've been blowing through movies. How many have you watched so far?
I don't remember. I've mentioned all of them. I think it's 4. I tried 3 different movies yesterday. I tried The Joker. I was on the fence about that. Like I want to see it because it's The Joker, and I wouldn't mind knowing the backstory and how he is. Like and I know it's not going to be like super villain type, crap like that. I know that. So I know that heading in. So it wouldn't bother me, as I know online it's bothered other people. Like, he's not the Joker, whatever. And I did try it. But for some reason, like, all the streams for that one would not work except for one. And it was some stream that was 1080. And so I clicked it.
Yeah, 720 is where you want to be. With
exactly.
Those streaming, yeah.
So I clicked it and I'm like, well, this is the only one that's working. And then it was crystal clear. Like, oh my god, like completely perfect. But within 30 seconds, it stopped. And it would buffer. And I had to press play and pause. And I'm just like, I'm not watching a movie like that.
Yep.
So I said, screw that. At least it happened in the very beginning. I didn't watch like 20 minutes of the movie and get pissed off. So that's fine. What was the other movie? Terminator. I tried that one. And like you said, the 720, that's what I normally watch the movies on because it's much easier. I watched it. It was pretty decent quality. I watched about maybe close to 15 minutes of it. Started off in English. I understood what was going on. I understood what happened, and I don't want to say it because it's still a pretty new movie. They explained some things, and I'm like, okay, I see where it's going. And then, like, I don't know where they ended up, but, like, it was all Spanish-speaking after that, which is normally fine. Mm-hmm. I don't understand the language. I don't speak it. But please give me English subtitles underneath because
I don't get how 2 people watching the same movie could have 2 completely different experiences because I didn't even know what language they were speaking because it kept chop.
Oh no, I knew. Yeah.
It would buffer and play so fast. I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't understand it. I played it for about 2 minutes and I turned it off. I couldn't do it because I couldn't hear a word. It was skipping and playing so fast that it was.
You must have.
There was no
had
words
a different
and it
stream.
skipped.
But
it sucked.
The first few minutes was good. It showed exactly what happened, and I'm like, okay. And then it jumped to some other country or something, and they were speaking Spanish. So I'm like, that's okay. I can deal with this. There was cops, and like something was going on, and and like a naked man came out, or a naked woman came out of the sky, and I'm like, okay, I get that.
Well, that's what they do.
Oh no, I know. Like I understand. I was
down. Yeah.
This is only like 2 minutes of it.
Give me your clothes.
Yeah, so
your
I'm.
Clothes.
I was following it, and I'm like, okay, this is just a traffic stop. Like someone, one of them just landed. Whatever. Okay, moving on. So that scene's over with. Didn't understand a word of it, but I got the gist of what was going on. Then they turn up in some woman's house, and she's speaking Spanish, and she's talking to this person and that person. Talking English to, I think, her brother. But then after that, it was all Spanish after that. I'm like, and it's like, I don't know what the subtitles were, because it's a streaming device. So, it's always in like some weird language. I don't know what language it is. I have no idea. So I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And it kept happening. And I'm just like, all I want is to understand what is happening. And I kept watching, waiting for it to like switch to English. So because I wanted to see it so bad, and I'm like, if we were watching it together, at least you could explain it to me, the gist of it. But I'm just like, after a few minutes, I'm just like, fuck this, and because I don't want to miss a big chunk of the
thing
movie.
About watching a movie. So let's say if you watch a movie in 2 different languages, right? Because sometimes we'll be flipping through the channels.
Yeah.
And like a movie that I've seen before in English, you'll like flip to it and like you'll stop for a minute on Spanish and like we'll be bullshitting and I'll hear a couple things from it and the lines don't translate as well. Okay. And sometimes like they'll be saying the same thing, like the gist of the same thing, but the words will be a little bit different, like the wording of it.
Right.
So if you watch one movie in English and one movie in Spanish, you're going to be like, all right, well the parallels here are pretty much the same storyline they follow, but some of the wording is a little bit different because it's not the same language, obviously.
Right.
So I don't know, like.
So that was like, that was really tough, at least for me. Like I know if we had put it on the app on the Apple TV and watched it together, you would have been like, okay, well this is going on, and then I would have gotten past that, and it would have been English or whatever. But like I just don't want to miss an important part. Like if something's going to happen, I want to know what it is, so the movie makes sense. Now,
I would prefer to watch, I would say 99.9% of movies in English because they're made for English-speaking audience and get ported out to other languages, and some of the message is lost when they do that. Mm-hmm. Kind of like if you buy a video game that was meant for, Chinese people in that country and it's ported to PlayStation, you're going to be playing like, wait a second, the dialogue's weird.
Yep.
And there was a wrestling game years ago that was made by Konami, and it was a wrestling game, so wrestling fans are going to understand this. It was a game for NES. I forgot. It was like WrestleMania or some shit, like Super WrestleMania or whatever the fuck it was. And like they put like Hulk Hogan, those guys were in there, and it was a port from Japan, from Konami. And I forgot the exact word. It was like no way, that's a different game. A winner is you. It says at the end. It's like a winner is you. Like what? No, you're the winner, or or some shit like that's what it should have said. But a winner is you. Like the translation was fucked up. So depending on the movie, some I guess are better than others. I choose not to watch movies in a separate language if I've seen it in English first because otherwise the message is lost. It's just not the right way. There was another game, I forgot what the name of it was. God forgive me. People, the video game nerds are really going to crush me on this one, but A Winner Is You was the wrestling one, and another one was All Your Base Are Belong to Us.
What?
Was one of the All Your Base Are Belong to Us.
Base?
Yeah, base. Like
as
this
in
is
B-A-S-E?
like this is your BASE. I'm going to type that into the phone real quick. Go ahead and talk for a second. I'm going to figure out what game that was because I forgot what it was.
All right, so whatever. So I gave up on that one, and this is at this point. This is about 2.5 hours before you're about to get out of work. So I'm just trying to sit here and find something to what.
A game is called Zero Wing.
Okay.
And the guy said, "All your base are belong to us."
That doesn't even make sense.
Well, it was a port from another language. So I mean, like that's what I was saying about the movies. Like if you watch it in English, and then you watch it in like Spanish, Chinese, or whatever, it's gonna be fucked up. So.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I gave up on that. And then I'm scrolling through and I'm like, I know there's movies I want to see. I bitched about it all summer long. Every time a movie came out, I was bitching. And I'm just like, what the fuck movie have I missed? So I saw Maleficent on there. I'm like, okay, I can get behind this. Because I did want to see it. So I started it. It's in English. Everything's good. The quality is good. 5 minutes in, I'm just like, I'm just not feeling it. So I think because I got pissed off with the 2 movies beforehand, I was just like, fuck this, and I just turned it off. So I'll try again. I'll definitely try again. And as we're speaking, I'm remembering another movie that I wanted to see, which was that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I gotta write that down.
Was that the Brad Pitt one?
Yeah, I wanted to see that.
That one pissed a lot of people off.
Did it?
Like a lot of people were like really upset about that.
Why?
Because like,
why are people so fucking moody? It's a movie.
Well, we'll talk about that too. But I mean, and we're definitely going to talk about that. But let me bring up something real quick to you because something just popped in my head. There's 2 different events coming on Friday and Saturday. We got 2 different things, right? Friday night, there's a wrestling event that you pointed out to me in Myrtle Beach here. And you sent me a picture and you said, do you know any of these people? And I looked at them and I stared at this picture. Yeah. I don't know who any of these guys are. Well,
it's not Myrtle Beach. It's where we live.
It's where we live. And I'm going to tell you what. I don't know who these guys are. And I guarantee you that I've had more professional wrestling training than probably half the guys on the card. Which doesn't upset me. You know, these guys are getting booked to do something, whatever. They're probably, like, working at the local Lowe's supermarket. Or, like, we probably would recognize them if we saw them up close in person. Oh, my God, like, you bagged my groceries at Target or some shit, you know? I'm not making fun of wrestlers at all. But I don't know who any of these guys are. But the fact that it's in Merle's Inlet, it'll probably draw, a couple hundred people. Mm-hmm. Because you don't get wrestling here very often. So it'll be cool. I would like to go to that. But, like, I don't really want to waste a Friday night at a wrestling show where I don't know who anyone is.
Is it at night or is it during the day?
I'm not sure.
I know you have to work, but I can't remember what time it was. But there's a lot of them coming, and it was supposed to be some kind of Comic-Con, but all that was listed was wrestling people.
Yeah.
But then it said Comic-Con.
Comic-Con is Saturday. That's what I want to bring up. Saturday and Sunday, there's Comic-Con. It's not even 5 minutes from the house. There's a Comic-Con.
Yeah, where we go grocery shopping.
And there's one wrestler going to be there. I forgot. Like Eddie Gilbert, maybe, is the wrestler. And he's the only person I know of who's going to be there. Like, everyone else are, like, voice actors and shit like that.
I don't give a shit. It's freaking... I would love to go to... I don't know
what are we going to do
with
the kids?
I don't fucking know.
What are we going to do with them?
Why can't we do something fun?
I would love to do it.
How awesome would that be? And just hand out business cards.
That's what I kind of want to do.
Buy some merch.
I mean, I could probably... like, the thing is, like, Friday I get out of work kind of early. I could swing by the wrestling show and hand out a few cards.
How are you getting all these early days? Are you sure you're getting out early every day?
Friday I get out a little earlier.
Because you're making me nervous.
I get a little early on Friday and be like, listen, I just want to hand out some cards at this event. You know, kind of hand out some...
yeah. That's
hand out some business early. Hey, man, check out the podcast. We're blowing up a little bit at a time. You know, like, we're making things happen.
I would look... Because they do have Comic-Con here.
Yeah.
Every year. It's not as big as San Diego or the other ones that they have. I don't know how many other ones they have. Probably one in New York City or whatever. But I would like to at least go to one because this is always very, very close to our house. So
yeah, very close. It's like around the corner pretty much.
So I would like to even though it's not one of the big time ones, I would still like to just to get the experience to see people walking around in stupid costumes and stuff and just walk around. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Maybe we could do Saturday. I'm thinking the wrestling thing's not going to happen Friday because I really don't want to pay a ticket to go in and watch something I'm not going to be entertained by.
Yeah,
because I'm really not a wrestling guy. I'm like, when I say I'm not a wrestling guy, I'm not. If like Becky Lynch was taking pictures with fans, I would go, but I'm not. Or someone I cared about, I'm not. I would go. Fucking Kairi Sane was there, you know, just someone I enjoy watching on TV. Even though, man, she fucked up a lot in that match. They were all fucking up a lot in that match.
Dude, that whole match was garbage.
Yeah, the tag team match on SmackDown. And why are Charlotte and Becky a tag team all the time now? It's like, we understand they used to be friends, but they don't like each other anymore. Can we please keep them away from each other? I don't want Becky anywhere near Charlotte.
Are they tag teaming all the time now?
Well, apparently they got this special Starrcade or some shit coming up.
Oh.
Where
you know more than me, and that's because you read the website. But
I read the website, and it's the same way with The Walking Dead. I hate The Walking Dead, but I read up on it because I want to know. Oh my god,
it was so good this week.
Oh goodness, here's your soapbox. Stand on it. Go ahead, do it.
No, it was good. I fucking love Negan, man. I freaking love him.
Is this the one where he like killed that kid for killing the parents? Or
no, that was the one before.
That was damn it. I feel like we just I'm having deja vu right now.
It was just so fucking good. His persona, like his personality, is just amazing. Right? He's got this like asshole-ish, I'm too good for you type personality, and I freaking love that. And Beta does not like him. Hates him. Doesn't like him, and I don't know if it's Beta thinks that Negan's going to come in and take his spot. Like, I don't know what Beta's problem is, but he doesn't like Negan at all. And I have never laughed so hard watching a Walking Dead freaking show ever. Since the very beginning. And it's just the two of them, like, with each other is just hilarious. Because Beta would tell him to dig a freaking hole. And Negan will give him this fucked up look and be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, he would just say something random. Of course, he got he said a little kinker shit in there. Like, it's just freaking hilarious. Yeah. And I freaking love him so much. I don't know. I don't want... He can't die. He can never fucking die because I love this dude.
I don't know what happened to him in the comics. I think he just kind of wandered off and never was talked about again.
Please don't do that because...
I think they did something in the final comic or so. Like, they showed him, like, walking around or something. I don't know. Like, I don't remember them doing much for him. He was kind of like...
when he first showed up, Negan was a major deal, right?
Yeah.
Everyone was freaking out because he was in the comic and all this crap.
And it kind of, like, wasn't good.
Right.
It wasn't good.
People didn't like him. People were pissed off. You didn't like him.
It was a disappointment.
You were a comic book person. I liked him because I'm not a comic book person for The Walking Dead. And then I knew the character from another show. Mm-hmm. So when he came on, I'm like, oh, good, this dude's got a job. Like, good for him. And I didn't mind him. He was definitely an asshole. But, like, Rick was so fucking annoying that I'm just like, you know what?
Rick, you wanted to see him get beat up.
Yeah, I wanted Negan to kick his ass.
Shit, yeah.
So, and now he's just, like, he's been locked up in a prison cell for 8 fucking years. It's like, okay, the dude served his time.
8 years. I mean, seriously, they survived the zombie shit for 8 years. It's just, ugh.
The dude served his time. He's trying to help you out. He's picking fucking vegetables. He's helping, what the hell's her fucking name?
Judith?
No, Delia. What the fuck is her name? Alpha's daughter.
I don't know. Lydia,
okay. Thank you.
I had to remember.
Like, he's helping her out because the poor bitch was getting, like, just stomped on. And then the town wants to kill him, so he gets out. Like, just let this dude go.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm dying to know what happens between him and Alpha. I really want to know because I love her and I love him, and I'm dying to see what happens.
In the comics, he hit on Alpha a lot.
Okay.
And I think Beta tried to come after him, and she stopped him, and was like, he could be useful.
Beta tried to kill him in this episode. He got the zombies all after him, and then he went to Alpha and said, "I told you he wasn't strong enough."
Yeah.
And out of the blue, here comes Negan, all bloody and gross. He fucking killed them all.
Yeah.
Like, so many. And, like, he kneeled before Alpha, which was hysterical to me. You know, he kneeled before her, and, like, everything seemed to be fine, and that's how it ended.
Yeah.
I'm, like, dying to see what happens.
He basically is like a spy to help out Rick's old group or whatever. I don't know, man.
I can see that, though.
They changed it because they quote-unquote killed Rick, you know. Ugh.
I just, please don't kill him, and don't get rid of him, and please, like, keep Alpha forever. I love these two bad people, and just, like, please don't I know they had to die eventually, but please don't do it yet.
My whole deal with bad people in shows that do horrific things is because I understand the story of redemption and shit like that, but you killed Glenn, who was one of the most beloved characters in
I was
TV
pissed.
show history. Everyone loved Glenn, right?
Yes.
I loved Glenn in the comics. I was upset when he got killed that way. And the show, seeing him get killed, it was sad.
I almost positive I cried. Like, that was horrific.
Death
was
horrible to see him die. And the comic was even worse. Like, his eyeball was hanging out of his head in the comic. It was horrible.
Yep.
And the fact that this guy can hang around the group and not get killed because of morality. No, man. They have to keep a sense of intelligence about them when something like that happens.
But that's what they were saying. Like, I explained this on the one episode that he was helping Lydia and accidentally threw someone against a wall to get that person off of her, and that person died. He didn't mean to do it. He was just trying to save Lydia, but that was the excuse that the town needed. Like, he needs to die for all the shit that he's ever done. Like, he just needs to die. And it was just like, dude, he's been helping you for fucking 8 years. Like, you just like, just let him go. Let him go.
He shouldn't have been around that long. They should have killed him the second they had him in captivity. They should have killed him immediately. I don't get it.
Rick should have killed him underneath that tree. When they had that one-on-one thing going on.
The one fight, Rick actually won.
Right, where he slit his throat. Yeah. He should have just killed him. Why did he save him and bring him back? And now at this point...
I'm better than you. I'm better. Cool. Yeah, that stupid shit.
Like, that I would have understood. But he's been around this long.
Yeah, you just kept this guy
and he's grown on me as this character. So
why'd they keep him around? You know,
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, if someone kills someone that I care about, and I have a chance to kill them, I'm going to kill them. I'm not going to keep them around because I'm better than you. I'm going to show you there's a better way. Like, why?
Maggie had wanted him dead, and Rick was like, no. Like
Rick, of all people.
What?
Of all people. Glenn...
Because he was a pussy.
But
Glenn
saved Rick multiple times in that show. And he's like, no, well, you killed the Asian guy. I don't care, you know? I don't fucking know. That it just doesn't make it...
I don't know, the show was... Oh, God, it's so good.
I've always hated that shit in shows. Like, you remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer? When, like, not Angel, because Angel didn't really hurt Buffy, but he was a bad guy. But he was good. Yeah, Spike. Spike's a better example.
I fucking love Spike,
Angel,
too.
But because Angel came on as a good guy, then they got together and it turned them bad because they had sex or some shit, right? Which is like a horrible storyline. But it was still better than the shit they come out with now.
Yeah.
Because at least it broke the curse or whatever the hell it was. Like, it made more sense than vampires having magical protection spells and glitter and making babies and shit. Buffy turned into that later, but in the beginning it was fine, the vampire mythology. But Spike... He tried to kill him. I think he murdered him. He killed a few people from the group, and all of a sudden, him and Buffy are in love out of nowhere. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen. Like, I can understand her and Angel falling in love because she didn't know he was a vampire. But then when she found out that he was a vampire, I can see the conflict there. It was a good storyline.
See.
But then she was just fucking vampires after that.
I didn't see it after a certain point.
I quit after season 3, and I was like, I'm out. I'm out.
The last I saw Buffy... Spike was with Drusilla. Angel and Buffy were kind of sort of together, but not really. There was no witchcraft going on. It was just like, she was a vampire slayer, and that's it. There's a monster, let's get the group together, figure out how to freaking go get it. That was it. Once it started getting super weird, then I stopped. And I've watched some weird vampire stuff. Vampire stuff that should not happen. That show was so messed up to me that I couldn't. I just couldn't. But Spike and Drusilla were my absolute favorite on
Mine too. I loved Drusilla the most because she was the traditional vampire.
I think I just like bad guys.
Me too.
Like just plain old bad people. Like if they're a villain.
I like Spike as a bad guy until he became like a good guy, and then I was like, all right, I'm out.
Now you're being stupid.
Yeah, but Drusilla was always bad. She always wanted to kill people. She was sadistic and she was crazy, and she was like one of the elder vampires. She was a vampire for a long time. Mm-hmm. She was like clueless but dangerous at the same time, and that's what I loved about her. She was like, if the Friends cast was a bunch of vampires, she'd be Lisa Kudrow. But she'd be a deadly motherfucker, you know. She was so good at being a vampire. I loved everything about Juliet Landau was the actress. Martin Landau's daughter. Such a good freaking actress, man. Played a great role, and I loved it. But something I wanted to get back. Are you done with this stuff, or you want to move on to something else?
We can move on to something else. I'm doing the motion because we're going to tuck this one in. It's a school night.
All right, so listen. I wanted to talk to you about something before we went on break. And we mentioned this a little bit earlier on in the show, and it kind of like went away because we were talking about something else. I forgot what the hell we kind of went into, but we were talking about moody people and why people get moody and like they get upset about certain things that they probably shouldn't. And I wanted to ask you this question. Is there anything that you think everyone can get behind? Is there one cause that we can get at least 75% of the population behind? At least, because we'll never be 100% on board with anything. Do you think there's anything? Mm-mm. Anything at all?
Well, the thing is there's... Are you talking about organizations? Because there's like millions of them.
Anything.
I don't think so, because no one can seem to agree on anything.
If there was a cause for everyone in the United States of America to be given $1 free, someone would complain. A ton of people would complain about it. Why should we give everyone $1? Why can't we get more? Where's that money coming from? It's coming from the rich people.
That's what I'm saying. You know? Like, I don't think...
Why does everyone get the same thing? You know, there's something that everyone's going to complain about. So why do people get so upset? Why do they get so bent out of shape over things that don't concern them? Is pretty much what I'm kind of trying to get at here a little bit. Because there's like things where like if I'm watching TV and someone is getting worked up about something, I don't get worked up about it. I just kind of say, well, that's fucking stupid. And we turn the channel, and then we talk about, like, why are people getting so bent out of shape over something so dumb? Like chicken sandwiches at Popeyes are fighting to the death over these things. Do you know
people are, like, getting beaten up and stabbed and shit over this fucking sandwich?
A chicken sandwich that you're going to eat
I don't understand.
in 5 minutes, and you're going to shit it out 8 hours later.
I really don't understand. I saw a video today where someone jumped the counter.
Yeah.
and started attacking a coworker or a worker there.
Are you talking about the McDonald's one? Because there was a McDonald's one where someone got jumped.
No.
And they beat the shit out of this guy.
No, I'm talking about just for the Popeyes thing.
Oh.
And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, I did see the McDonald's one where then the whole crew just started beating the hell out of the dude.
The kid, he had like a white t-shirt, like blonde, or like the blonde dreadlocks or whatever. He jumped over the counter and he was in the video.
I did see that one, yes.
He got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah. But
and
I don't understand.
Why do people go nuts over fast food?
Why do they go nuts over anything? Have you seen videos with Black Friday?
Yeah, they've tamed a lot over the years. It's not as bad as it used to be. It's not as bad because of online shopping.
Because
online shopping made things better.
Man, I'll never forget that I did it one time, and it was after we had the kid.
I've only worked it I think once or twice. I think I worked Black Friday, and two to three times in my entire life, and I hated it. I never did it again after that last time. It was so bad.
I'm trying to think if it was after Sammy or if it was after Sammy and Jenna, but I did go to one Black Friday, and oh my god, it was horrible. And this is years ago, but like standing outside in the freezing freaking cold in New York for hours in line to go in and just like get some sort of deal, and people just like it was like a rampage going through the freaking door.
Yeah, the day I ever wait outside that early in the morning in freezing cold temperatures to get a piece of cheap plastic made in China is a cold day in hell. I'll never do it.
Well, a friend of mine was going, and she's like, there's a couple things that's really cheap for the kids. Do you want to go with me? And I remember like, well, fuck it, I've never done a Black Friday thing, so let's do it. And we did hit a couple places. We hit Walmart because Walmart or opened earlier. And then we stood outside Target for like hours, because Target, for some reason, even though Walmart was open early, Target opened later. And that line went all the way the hell around the damn building, which is so ridiculous. But we got in there, and like, I quickly got what I wanted to get. She quickly got what she wanted to get, and we got out of there. But people were like fighting over TVs and stuff, and we were walking by them because we were not doing the electronics thing. No. We went for like the bullshit, like the pajamas and the DVD, like stupid shit.
The things that no one cares about, like things that actually make your life better, like clothes, and food.
Like, and that stuff was on sale, but it was like people cared about the big expensive items. So
a 50-inch Panasonic TV from 2014 and 2017, they're buying old ass shit that no one else wants, or things that are extras, like surplus materials that are crap. In some other third world country, they're buying here for like $100 when it normally costs like $599 on one night only because it sucks. You know, it's just, I don't know, man.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it was definitely an experience, and I can say I've done Black Friday, but
I've worked it, and it's laughable. Like I feel like I'm like on like a rock star stage. You know, like I got the microphone in my hand, and all these hands are reaching up trying to touch me. That's what I felt like in Black Friday because I was working electronics in Walmart.
Yeah.
And there was like a video game, or I don't remember the game. It was on sale. And I had the key to the cabinet. I opened up the cabinet, and all these hands were reaching out. Yeah. And I felt special. Like, I felt like I should start doing a fucking solo. And just, like, handing out, like, and like, you try to reach it out, and somebody snatches it from someone else, like out of your hands, and you don't give a fuck because you're not buying it. And then someone looks at you, why didn't you give it to me? Like, this guy snatched it. He jumped in front of you. You should have jumped higher, asshole, you know? And
see, from, like back in the day, from, like, the age of 20 to I don't know when we got together, about 24, I'm thinking. It was Thanksgiving tradition with my mom's side of the family, where we would go and have dinner, and everyone would eat, and then we'd all hit Kmart. And we would go, because they would be open, and we would go and get all the cool shit that was on sale at that time, before Black Friday. That's back in with Kmart. Kmart was still around.
Kmart was Walmart.
And I'll never forget, like, the news center was outside, like, interviewing people, and we got interviewed. And I'm just like, dude, we just came here for a couple things. Yeah. It was no big deal. But we were getting interviewed. We don't have no big TV or nothing. It was just, like, something that we kind of did, and then fell off of. But like, it was me, my two sisters, and then my aunt would go, and like my grandmother thought we were all fucking batshit crazy
because she never did that in her day.
Yeah,
and we're never gonna do that shit.
It was something that we just did, and then Like, after that, it was just that one Black Friday. I'm like, never fucking again. It was too damn
The thing is, it's one thing if it's tradition.
Yeah.
Like, you go out, you do this, you do that. Like, some people shoot fireworks off on the 4th of July. We don't do it because I kind of like having my fingers, you know? Mm-hmm. So some people do certain things, you know? And I don't know. Like, I never got into Black Friday. I never cared for it. I mean, I can shop online and buy the things I need. I have everything I need under one roof. Like, I don't need more. Like, we have a 55-inch Samsung 4K TV for free coming our way, and we don't even need it. You know, but people will go buy a piece of junk TV on a night where it's the most dangerous night of the year to shop in person somewhere.
Well, because, I mean, they don't have the money to buy it.
But the next day you could buy something a little bit better for a little bit more, you know, and it's not much more. Like, TVs have gone down so much in price, and it's mostly TVs.
TVs have gone down in price a lot.
Oh my goodness, have they ever? And it makes you wonder why. Is something else better on the horizon? You know, is there like a projector?
Because you're going to need streaming devices. You're going to need all sorts of devices. That Disney Plus started.
It just started today. I saw it in
it's
action.
It's Hulu and ESPN Plus too.
I saw it in action today. One of the guys at one of my stores, he had it, and he's like, "Here, check it out, man." And I'm like, "All right." And I'm flipping through it. There's a couple, there's a Star Wars show. There's a couple other, original shows on there. A couple Marvel shows on there. Nothing great yet. There's a lot of movies. All the Star Wars movies are on there. But it's I don't know about these apps, but if I was Blockbuster Video, I would have jumped on this a long time ago. Blockbuster could still be around in app form because it's basically like owning your own video store. That's how I feel with Netflix. Mm-hmm. It's basically you're paying $14 a month to have your own video store in your house at all times where you can pick anything, any title at any time. It's like you're your own owner of a video store and you can pick whatever you want at any time by clicking the button. So my question to you is this: is it cheaper to just buy every Star Wars movie and have it in your house, or just have this app? Because it's not just Star Wars.
I was just going to say, you're talking about buying Star Wars movies, but they're going to have every Disney movie on there.
Yeah, I know.
And I remember we used to be on that stupid club that I don't know what the fuck it was called. Disney
it was
Club
the cheap
or
rip-off club where you would sign up under a fake name and get free movies sent. Then you'd wait a few months and do it again.
But a lot of the movies were discontinued. You can't buy them right now.
Even from the vault.
They're in the vault. Yeah. So
the vault movies are going to be on there at all times, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. Every movie is supposed to be on there. Plus, that has Hulu.
But is it the idea that you love, or things you're actually going to use?
I would use Hulu.
I don't think the kids would watch any of that shit.
No, the kids.
So you're telling me that you're going to sit there and watch Beauty and the Beast?
I just said Hulu.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, for Disney.
Disney.
What would you
I'm not going to watch anything on
Disney. For? I would probably watch the original TV shows, like the She-Hulk shows coming out. I'm interested in that.
Marvel shows, maybe I'd be interested in because I'm watching a lot of. I'm watching a lot of DC shows on WB. So, I mean, how much worse can it be? If I'm watching them and I like them, how much worse can the Marvel shows be?
I think the Marvel shows are gonna be better because I don't think they're gonna go that Buffy route because it's not CW.
And that's fine.
Teeny bopper superhero bullshit.
But I just want Netflix for one more month because Ozark is coming out next month. After that, whatever.
Yeah, I'm done.
But I definitely want another streaming device like either Amazon Prime, Hulu, or Netflix because that has all the TV shows and the movies and stuff. That has everything. If it was just Disney by itself, no, we wouldn't use it.
It'd be a waste.
But because it has Hulu, I'm thinking about it, and I know it's got ESPN. But how much
I like it for
is that
ESPN
package?
Plus. It's like $12.99. It's cheaper than Netflix, and you get more. You get a lot more for it.
So, give me Netflix one more month, and then if we switch over, then
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we switch over to Disney and try it out for a month and see which one we like better. Because I can definitely while I'm drinking and playing video games, have a Marvel movie in the background, look down and while I'm playing shit or something like that. But
this is the problem. There was a news story on today about all the different streaming devices. Mm-hmm. And for how many people you have in your family and what everybody watches.
It's way more than cable.
That it comes out to be more than cable.
Way more than cable.
What are people going to do if cable just is null and void at this point?
At that point, I think people have the choice. There's no contracts yet for these streaming devices.
Right.
So I'm thinking people are just going to just back and forth. And I think you can keep it at a relatively cheap price if you're smart. You don't need everything at all times. And I think that's a lesson we learn with cable, where you're paying, $140 a month for all these channels that you don't watch half of them. So with us, when Breaking Bad comes out, if Breaking Bad 2, El Camino Part 2 comes out in 3 years, We can say, all right, let's get Netflix for a month. Watch it and
get
rid of it.
They had it behind the scenes, and I watched that.
Yeah.
That was good. The 15 minutes.
But like, you get rid of that, and then you go to like HBO Go, and then you watch that, and then you switch to...
That's another thing.
The Marvel app. You watch your season, and you're always consistently paying like $20 to $30 a month because you have one or two apps going consistently, and you cancel them until something comes out that you like.
You're gonna have fucking HBO Go, which is gonna grab all these different TV shows. Yeah. And it's like...
Old TV shows, like Seinfeld and shit.
Friends,
whatever.
It's going to grab a lot of stuff. And but I guarantee, because all these other streaming devices are coming out, HBO is going to come out with something exclusive for just HBO.
Of course.
And that's...
Game of Thrones backstory.
That's going to kill people.
It is.
Because, man, people are going to want to... Oh, God, it's going to kill people.
I just think you're going to have, like... And it's going to be kind of tribal almost. Like, you're going to have people... in like this area that are going to watch HBO, and in this neighborhood they're going to watch this, and it's going to be separate. Like, not everyone. If like you go to the water cooler at work, and you're saying, "Hey man, did you watch Game of Thrones?" Nah, I don't subscribe to that. I watch Netflix. Hey, did you watch Ozark? Nah, I subscribe to Disney. Did you watch Hawkeye?
Yeah.
No, no one's going to be on the same page unless you're all watching the same app or you're all paying for multiple apps.
And no one is going to be able to pay for every single fucking app because they're going to keep coming out.
I wouldn't. The kind of people that we're going to be is exactly this. I think we're going to be more Disney people because you're going to want TV before it's gone.
Right.
So I think we're going to have Disney more because I like comic book shit. You like that. I think that's a compromise because I like sports too. So maybe I think that's a compromise we're going to have. And I think our secondary app would probably be like a Netflix.
Either Netflix or Amazon.
And Amazon, we might switch back and forth when something comes on that the other one doesn't have. And I think
Amazon Prime, doesn't that come with the streaming and then the free shipping or something like that?
I think Amazon Prime has shit you got to pay for too, because anytime you look at that, like certain movies you have to pay for. But
okay.
I'll tell you, if they ever come out with a live movie app, like, hey, this movie just released in theaters, I would do that one. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a very intriguing conversation to have because we already know what's happening. Cable is gone. It's gone. No more satellite dishes.
Aren't you glad you don't work at Time Warner / Spectrum anymore?
Thank God. Well, I mean, there's always something worse around the corner, but I'll tell you what, it's
holy crap.
Going away. Satellite dishes.
All of it.
But then you got to think about the poor guys that have jobs. Like, what about the cable guys that are putting up lines?
And that sucks.
They're done. They're finished unless they're doing internet. Because internet ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
So you're always going to have like the internet technicians like putting up lines, especially when 5G's coming out. It's going to be some signal that's going out. They're going to be putting up satellites and shit. Still, they're going to be put like not like personal satellites, but like satellites and cell towers and shit for all the things coming out. So we're going to have maintenance men for that. So maybe they can transition, get trained to do that instead, so they don't have to like lose their jobs and shit. Because that would suck, you know. But cable is no more.
What's going to happen? Done. Like you worked there, and they downsized to another. They outsourced to another country, right?
You can't outsource this to another country because we need people here to do it. So jobs are coming back.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You lost your job because it went to another country. So when you call them, you don't get someone that has like an American accent at all. Yeah. It's from another country. That's what's going to happen to all these fucking poor people. And how many people work doing cable? That's going to be so many people without a job.
Just a quick sidebar here. Doesn't every single customer service person have the same fucking voice? It's always that woman with like the same whiny voice.
No, it's not always a woman. Sometimes it's a man with the same type of fucking accent. They all have
the same voice.
Ugh.
So if like someone calls from another country, let's say like a fucking Korean calls and they get an American person.
Do you ever
think we all sound the same, Americans?
Oh, yeah, of course, because we all have the same accent.
Not everybody, because you might get a Southerner, you might get a New Yorker, you might get a West Coast person.
Yeah, but we all pretty much sound the same.
Maybe, I guess.
Because I guarantee if you go to France, I'm sure they all have different accents in there.
Poo.
We just can't tell the difference because it's the same language. But have you ever told a story about the person that called you?
Which one?
I don't know, he had some type of accent.
Oh, we told some before.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah, we told them before. The guy was like, your name isn't fucking Tommy. Your name is fucking whatever. Your name is Janos or something. She's like, my name is not Janos. And we were like laughing back and forth. And he was cracking up. I was cracking up. And
he called.
I was like,
something stupid.
And I was like, I promise you. And five minutes and 36 seconds. I'm going to give you my social security number and my bank routing number. And he stayed on the line. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, you fucking asshole. I was cursing him off. He was cursing me off and shit. We were just laughing the whole time. It was a fun conversation. And then it just ended abruptly, and I was sad. Because I never got to talk to him again. And he never called back. But it was a fun conversation. I can't remember
what the hell. It was just some random...
Yeah. Random call.
Like,
I was drinking on the couch. We were having a good time watching TV. And I was like, you're a fucking
It wasn't a bill collector. What a spam call. It was just like a random spam call.
And I kept telling him that I promised him I was going to give my social security number, my bank account number, and my routing number if he stayed on the line with me. And he did. And I was like, all right, fuck you, goodbye. Or some shit. The conversation ended. But we started this whole little bit here and talking about moody people. And we just went way off the path. I'm trying to find out why people are getting so offended by everything. And it's not about being offended.
Okay, well, hold on.
What do people pick and choose what they're mad at? And why are they mad at everything?
I don't know. Man, how am I supposed to know?
No, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Because you could watch...
Shit doesn't offend me.
People can watch a musical performance and they will find something that they didn't like. Oh, Taylor Swift's shorts were too short. Oh, she was too suggestive. Like, what does that mean?
I think it's just they I don't know if they actually think that or not. They just want to post something online and see if they can get a following.
You think that's it, or do you think people are just like losing the point of what subjective means? I think that's what it is, because like me and you could watch the same exact show and I might be like, oh, that's offensive, and you might say, how, or vice versa. You might say, oh, that's offensive. I don't
think you ever say anything's offensive.
Nothing offends me. So, I mean, like, nothing does, because it's subjective. Like, a lot of things don't bother me because I can easily turn it off or just avoid it, you know, or just not be involved with it. I think a lot of people immerse themselves in this stuff because they like being offended. They get off on it. People like saying, hey, this offends me, because it makes it all about them. People love to be the center of attention, and I think that's something that happened. And I think it happened in the 80s because that's where a lot of the people were born and raised in the 80s. That's why they call them the millennials, you know. And I was born in 82, so I get it. And I remember we used to get...
Does that make you a millennial?
Yeah.
What does that make you?
Unfortunately, it does. But I'm not one of them. I don't have the same mindset. I think being a millennial is a mindset, not when you were born. I mean, I think you could be a 1964 born millennial if you have that fucking SJW mindset. But I remember when I was in kindergarten... And this is like small memories you have when you're a child that kind of carry on with you. Where there was a couple instances in my younger school, like elementary school, where they would give everyone a star, and you would be a star, and you would have your name on a star, and you would have that star up for a week. And every kid had it, no matter how bad of a student you were. And I was a good writer, so I remember I was writing and I got a star because of my writing prowess. I'm like, okay, I earned this. And then some dumbass got it. I'm like, how the fuck did this dumbass get? He doesn't contribute shit to class. He doesn't have like story time or anything like that. And it's just something I kept to myself. But as I got older and now, you know, I kind of see it like that might have been the beginning seeds that were planted where everyone's special. And
I didn't get that in school.
well, that's why you're so fucked up, because no one loved you growing up.
We didn't have that shit. It was not. Yeah. I don't know.
We used to play tag football in lunch on the playground, and it was like a sand area. We used to play like football in the sand, right? And our gym teacher used to be the designated quarterback, and kids would pick teams and we'd play, you know. And I remember he got fired for a couple things, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. But he would like throw interceptions to the other team and kind of keep the score close, so and help everyone out, And now I see what he was doing. Like, oh, he can't be that stupid. He knew I was on the other team, but he was doing it to make everyone feel like they were doing their part, right? But he got fired, and they told us it was because we had a quote-unquote Pro Bowl game where he would pick or send like letters to the classes for players that were going to be on certain teams, and you would be picked if you were good enough to be on the teams, right? And a lot of people didn't get on the team to play in the special game at the special lunch at the end of the year. They said that's why he got fired. We found out later on that he was a little touchy-feely with kids, the little girls that weren't his age. But yeah, that's just a whole other story.
What the fuck does that have to do with it?
But no, I'm just saying, like, they said it was because he was making people feel special because he was sending letters out, but eventually later on in life we found out that he was a fucking pedophile. And we played football with him. I thought he was a cool guy at one point when I was a kid, but Anyway, that's just going off the path. That's just what we do. We fucking go one way, we take a dark turn and shit, but I don't know, like, I just feel like people just get offended by things, and I just, you know, if I feel a certain way about something, I just remove myself from it, but other people run towards it while saying how much they hate it. Like, why can't people just ignore things that upset them? Because at the end of the day, you're in control of your life. If you hate your job, if you hate your life, if you hate your wife, if you hate your husband, if you hate your kids, there's always an option. You can always leave, you know, like eventually, like you may have to pay for it in certain aspects of life, but you have you have an option. I come on here and I talk about my job and how it upsets me and how it stresses me out, and, you know, like I'm paranoid all the time and shit, but at the end of the day, I have an option. I can quit and do something else, right? And I can remove all my stress. I'm sure, like, it'll be replaced by different stresses, but I mean, if situations were different, I wouldn't be as stressed. So I kind of have to get myself in a position where I can get out and have the kind of life I want to live afterwards, you know. So I mean, I'm working on that. But people, like, I have people that bitch to me all the time. Oh, this job's boring. This job's this. This job's that. And I say, well, go ahead and leave. I mean, like, no one's keeping you here. That's the thing. Like, you have that choice in life. That's the beauty of life. That you have a choice. The cops aren't going to come looking for you if you quit your job. You know, like, you can walk out, take your badge, throw it on the ground, walk out, and no one's going to come running after you. No one's going to say, you have to come back or you're going to die. No, you can literally go home and do what the fuck you want. That's the beauty of it. I don't understand why people get so upset about things, and then they have to stand on a soapbox and scream that they're upset by it. They have to climb on the tallest mountain. This upsets me. Why? Why do they do that? And I think it's not the fact that they're upset, it's the fact that they want people to know that they're upset, because it's all about them at the end of the day. I don't know. I don't know if you feel the same way, but
I said that at the very beginning.
It irritates me.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe I'm doing the same thing. I'm soapboxing right now. It bothers me that people get bothered by the dumbest shit, not to let everyone know. But we're different because we don't put our face on it. We're not asking for anything here. We're not like, oh, look, hey, I'm on TMZ. This is the nerd, you know, like, this is my face. No, I don't want to be known for it. That's why we kind of hide our identities. Even people we're associated with don't know what the fuck we look like. And it's funny. Because we don't want to be known for being upset about things. We just want to kind of, like, lash out.
No, we did send a picture to someone, didn't we?
Yeah, but that was like an off camera, for some reason. I don't know, people
I think it was Big Ray we sent a picture to.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just really stupid, and I don't know where we're going. We're getting softer, and like I was saying before, just to get back to it a little bit, is I think it started in the 80s because that's when I noticed that people were being, you know, force-fed that you're special no matter what fucking agenda.
So let me ask you this, and this is gonna hit people. So
go ahead. It's your opinion.
Get ready for some comments.
No, go for it.
What upsets you more? That type of shit where people are super sensitive and they have to go to social media and just bitch and complain about any random thing. Mm-hmm. Or this whole women thing. Because, listen,
wait, what do you mean by women?
Okay, well, let me back this up. Last night I was watching the People's Choice Awards, right?
Oh, there you
go. First of all, Kevin Hart came out and they awarded him I can't remember what the hell it was.
Oh, what the I fucked up and I didn't get crippled award?
He looked amazing. Walked out, like, he looked like himself. I don't know, like, how much rehab he has or whatever. Like, good for him because I love that dude. Please go do more movies. I'm super psyched that he's not, like, damaged to the point where, like, he's gone, you know?
And keep in mind, people, I did not watch this award show, so this is the first time I'm hearing it.
But last night, they awarded 3 people, and I love these 3 people. Love them. But I was just like, why is it all women? Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So they awarded Gwen Stefani, who I fucking love, for a fashion icon award.
Okay, I can see that.
And I'm like, that's awesome.
She always had her own style, and people loved it, so I get it.
And I love her, and I love her music. I miss the No Doubt music.
I hate her music, but
I love her.
She had a couple good songs. Then
they awarded Pink for what what the... Hold on, I have it written down.
Now
Give me a second.
All right, you said Pink, and now I'm kind of like, okay, she had like 2 songs.
But I like Pink. Hold on. Champion Award. Because of all her things with... She does autism awareness. She does, like, all these organizations that she does.
If it's a humanitarian award, because I don't keep up with Pink's career, but if she's doing things for kids with autism and other causes, then all right.
And like I said, I like all 3 of these women, right?
Okay.
I love her music, and I think she's freaking badass.
That's a good cause, yeah.
And then it was Jennifer Aniston getting an award.
For what?
But I'm just... And everyone who listens to this podcast knows how much I love this bitch, right? Mm-hmm. Love her. She's probably...
I think she's great. You said she's your favorite actress.
I was just going to say one of my favorite actresses, because I've loved everything she's ever been in. Except for Leprechaun, never seen it. But she got the Icon Award. And I'm just like... So it's all 3 women, and I love every single one of them. And I'm just like... But why is it all 3 women?
I mean, they're all 3 accomplished people in whatever they were given the... I don't see a problem with it.
But then I looked, and I'm like, were they up against anybody? And they won, because it's the people's choice. People vote.
Well, then I don't see a problem with it.
But they weren't up against anybody. It was just... I don't know. And then someone said, this is the year of women. I don't know who the fuck that was.
Every year's been the year of women, though.
And I'm just like, I'm over it. Like, just fucking, I'm over it.
I don't see a problem with it. I really don't, because, like, in the 3 categories they won in, like, Pink was the only one I didn't know, because, like, I don't pay attention to her career. I never did. But you're saying she did all these causes, so I can understand it. I mean, if she's doing all these things behind the scenes, then I'm cool with her winning that award, because an award at the end of the day is something for them to put on their mantle or throw in a brown box when they're moving from house to house. Jennifer Aniston is an icon. She's done a lot of huge roles, and she's been, a role model for women.
And I will say, I will give her credit for this, because a lot of people don't remember where they came from. Like, she remembers, like, she flat out said, like, wouldn't be for Friends, then she wouldn't be there.
And who's the other one? Gwen Stefani? She always had her own style, so I don't see a problem with any of it.
Fucking Adam Sandler was fucking annoying as shit last night.
He is annoying as shit. He's always been annoying
as shit. He's like Jennifer Aniston's, like, best friend. And, like, he goes out there... And instead of reading from a teleprompter, he had a speech, which is nice. Very sweet of him to do a speech. But he does it in that Adam Sandler stupid voice.
Like, dude, you're not fucking 20 years old anymore.
I don't like that voice. No. I don't like it. He's not one of my favorite people.
He's old. He was never funny.
I watch certain movies with him in it, but I think Click is one of my favorite movies.
Click is the only movie he's ever done that I've ever liked.
But like that voice irritates the shit out of me. And like why you are giving one of your bestest friends, right, an award, an icon award, and you're doing a dumbass voice and not being serious
because
at all.
That's what he's known for.
Stupid.
He's known for that voice, but that was in like the early 90s.
Oh, God.
And he's still doing that stick to this day. He's never evolved as a comedian or an entertainer. That's why his movies don't draw anymore. Like, he used to be a big star, and then his movies just completely flatlined.
I will say this, like...
Ever since,
I like the People's Choice Awards, because it's not about foreign films.
Yeah, that's the only time Jennifer Aniston will ever win an award. Is on the People's Choice Awards.
Freaking music.
Yeah.
Like orchestra music.
If you put Jennifer Aniston versus Meryl Streep in the Best Actress Award, Jennifer Aniston will win at People's Choice Awards, but she's not going to win on the Oscars because people vote for name value,
like so
familiarity and shit.
Well, like because Robert Downey Jr. was there, and like Iron Man died, so
I'm sure he won
there was
an
a
award.
big moment. Yeah, he did, and like Avengers won an award, and like that shit I care about. That shit I've watched. Those are TV shows I've watched. Mm-hmm. That's the type of award show I like. The rest with the Emmys and the Oscars and like it's all like it's too much for me. With they're all stuck up.
Well, the thing about these award shows is like there are no facts behind them, which is what I hate about I've never liked an award show my entire life.
But it's the critics always.
Yeah. Well, who gets to vote on these things? Exactly, these stuck-up snobs who have their own idea of what a movie should be. And there's no council. It's a bunch of old people that like the way movies used to be. And if a movie doesn't look black and white, if there's no music note or anything like that, then it never wins.
Yeah.
They don't understand what today's audience likes. It's not like people like you and me or even younger. Like, I think we're probably at the cusp of being too old to vote in this shit.
It's always movies I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And last night I've heard of probably 90% of the shit. There were a few things that I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about?
People's Choice Awards are the only ones that have any weight to them.
Spider-Man won a couple things. Zendaya, she won a couple things. Like, it's like that's what I enjoy. Like, people I fucking know winning.
I would rather watch if someone strapped me to a chair with dynamite in my lap and I couldn't move. I would rather watch People's Choice Awards and I would jump out of that chair and blow up and die if I had to watch the fucking Oscars or the Emmys or the Grammys, because those are just garbage awards. It's a bunch of people that are out of touch voting on things that people in touch are watching. It's bullshit because it's all subjective. There's no right or wrong answer. And so if you're sitting there watching, what's the best movie of 1997? I'm just throwing the year out there. And Titanic doesn't win, and it should have won because it made the most money. I mean,
but shouldn't it always be the people voting? Because the people are the ones watching. It should always be
the people voting.
The people are the ones that actors and actresses are trying to entertain.
Yeah.
Right? They're who they're making the movies for.
We're spending the money, not the
exactly.
The Oscar panel or whatever the hell you call it.
I mean, as an actor, you would want like the general public to like whatever film that you're in. But I don't know. Some of them are just fucking apeshit crazy. Because some actors or actresses specifically go for the Oscar type movies.
Yeah.
And those are movies that no one ever fucking watches.
They're the ones that make the least money. And there's an old expression that wrestlers use where if they say, who's the greatest wrestler of all time? People say Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. They'll say all these names and shit, right? But at the end of the day, it's Hulk Hogan. He made the most money. You know? And that's the way I see it. So you got these movies, like there was one called Capote, or whatever the hell it was. Capote was the name of the, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Capote. And it was some bald-headed guy, and it was like a black and white film. Didn't make much money. And then you put that against like a really shitty movie, like whatever, what made a lot of, like Men in Black made a lot of money, but never won an Oscar. What's a better movie? The one that made more money, obviously, because at the end of the day, you're there to make money. All right, how about this one? Blair Witch Project, which you filmed it for like $10,000 and it made millions and millions of dollars in the box office.
Yeah.
Should have won the Oscar that year because, hey, these idiots filmed with a freaking 10mm camera.
A handheld camera,
A handheld camera, and they made more money than Star Wars or whatever. I don't know what else came out or whatever won the award that year. I guarantee you Blair Witch had a better profit margin value than them. And so, in my opinion, they should have won because they made more money. I just think we spent $100 million on this stuff, but we made $200 million. Okay, but Blair Witch made $100 million and spent $10,000. So what's better, you know?
See, we're coming into the award season now, right? Because we're at the end of the year, and usually at the beginning of the year, like it's like one after the other after the other. And all my shows are like freaking off to the fucking side, so all these damn award shows can be playing.
Yeah.
And I tape them. I only tape them because I'll tape them, and then I'll go to my DVR and I'll sit on the couch and I'll watch them, and I'm forwarding like the whole freaking thing. Yeah. I forward until I see someone coming out to present. Then I see what's up for nomination. I see who wins, and then I forward. It's just I don't give a shit. I basically tape it in case something happens. Like the one year Ellen handed out like fucking, I don't know, pizza or something. Like the shit happens once in a while. Ricky Gervais at one time, a couple times. Funny. Like funny shit happens, so I tape it for stuff like that. But it's never anything I care for that wins. So the People's Choice Awards, like, I'm glad I saw that was on last night because I saw it last minute and I taped it, and I'm glad because that's the only one that I give. And why is that on E?
Who are these awards shows for anymore? Seriously, like, are they for the entertainers or for the viewers? Because you're going to piss off half your audience, or at least a fourth of your audience, because every time you give out an award, there's, 4 nominees? And it's such a subjective thing. So it's like, all right, so let's have the greatest rap song of the year. Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, or DMX. And it's a subjective thing, because if I like one, you like one, someone else likes one, another one, they're just going to pick a winner. And who is the best?
I think at that point they would have to pick whoever had the longest running number one,
the highest selling record, or
sold. They would for music. They would have to.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, who votes on this shit? Oh, well, there's 10 guys in the room, and 9 guys said Shania Twain had the best country album of the year, even though Faith Hill sold the most records. So Shania Twain wins. It's like, well, who the fuck? And why do we put so much weight in this shit?
Why do people care?
Why do people care so much?
I don't know.
Because I really don't. I don't watch these things. I don't watch them because I hate them. I hate award shows. I hate them. Basically, we're giving these millionaires another fucking stage to stand on. Okay, so how do we give a millionaire more? We give them a bigger stage to say how great they feel and how grateful they are for allowing us to give them another award.
Listen,
I'm already a millionaire, so thank you for giving me another award, another platform.
Listen,
fuck you.
Whatever. There's only I think it's just the People's Choice, and then I guess the Nickelodeon Awards.
Yeah,
because that's where kids vote.
Yeah,
like the rest of that is just it's all.
Do you know what I like watching? I like watching like the ESPYs, and I don't watch the
What's
ESPYs.
The ESPYs? Sports.
Yeah, the ESPYs are sports, but there's a lot of cool shit there. Best athlete of the year. Okay, fine. Whoever won the Super Bowl or the main championship, and whoever did the best. All right, so like let's say Tom Brady, Super Bowl MVP. He threw for 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, whatever the fuck he does, right? Michael Jordan, he wins the NBA Finals. He, blew everybody out. He scored 60 points in each game. All right, fine. He gets the award. But it's clear cut who should win those awards most of the time because it's always the best athlete. They're the best moments in any sport, right? The ESPYs are the only ones that make sense. And, of course, you get their couple silly awards out there, but it's a fun thing for fans. They don't treat it seriously or whatever. But the people that should win normally do win.
Who votes for that?
I think it's fans. And see, I think there might be a panel for some things, but it all makes sense in the end.
Any award show should be the people.
Yeah.
People vote. People are the ones that watch, no matter whether it's sports or movies or music or whatever. They're the ones that buying the shit. They're buying the tickets. They're buying the albums. They're buying tickets to go and see a damn movie. People should vote for all of it.
I think so too, because they're the ones that really matter, not these critics. What the fuck is a critic? It's a fan with a fucking lanyard around their neck. That's all it is.
Well, we're getting into that season, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and we're going to be here to yell about every single one of them.
I wanted to bring it up because, Kevin Hart, he looked like his normal self. I don't know what the fuck people are talking about.
2 weeks ago, he was on his deathbed.
I know. What's wrong with him?
He had like those straws coming out of his nose.
He's talking fine. He was walking fine. Now,
he was dancing and shit.
All he did was walk straight across the stage and talking to Mike, and then walk back. He wasn't jumping around or anything, but
being his normal annoying Kevin Hart self. Yeah.
But I mean, thank God, because I fucking love him, and please keep making these stupid movies, because they crack me up. Yeah. So that makes me happy.
What else do we have tonight in this action-packed episode of the Voices of Misery podcast?
I don't think anything. We're already over 2 hours.
All right, so this is our last episode, hopefully, with this microphone, and hopefully tomorrow, because we've been spending money on this thing, because we tell you this one thing. The money we make on this show, we reinvest in the show, because we want a better product. And we've got these things in front of us, these dials and knobs we don't know how to use. We got these 2 beautiful microphones to our left that aren't even plugged in right now, and this old school one, because we know how to use it. So tomorrow we're going to get this.
Though. You got days off coming up.
Yeah, so we got this beautiful setup coming tomorrow. We're going to attach it to the table, put it in our face, and we're going to hopefully make this thing work out. We're going to try it again tomorrow night with a regular setup. And we got another podcast for that ass coming out tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. So please like this one. Share it with everybody that you know of. You can find us on Twitter at Voices of Misery. Gmail is voicesmiserypodcast@gmail.com. Facebook is Voices of Misery. What else we got besides that? We got some other shit, don't we?
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, thanks.
You did Facebook, Gmail,
Twitter. Yes.
We don't have anything, right?
Well, you can use our code VOMPodcast10 at cbdmedic.com because I love CBD and you will too. It changed my life and it will change yours for the better. I promise you that.
Why do I feel like we are missing a link and I don't remember what it is?
I don't know, but we have Blue Chew. You can use our code misery on bluechew.com to save your fucking every single dollar in your first order because it's free. You only got to pay shipping and handling. That's $5 for shipping and handling, ladies and gentlemen. And you want to know something, man? Like, all the links are going to be provided in the podcast description. I already wrote the podcast description out, so it's already ready to go. Hope you guys enjoy this episode of the Voices of Misery podcast. If you have any suggestions, questions, anything like that, you can send it to voicesofmiserypodcast@gmail.com. We will answer them, and if you want your name said or not, please put that in the email as well. We have some bangers coming up real soon.
Don't fucking say that. That sounds so stupid.
I know. I'm just taking a dig.
I
know. We got some really good episodes coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and we're very proud of the way this thing is coming about. I can see the nerdette rolling her eyes at me, and she's ready for me to pop this blue chew.
What's happening?
Wait, hold on a second. I'm popping my blue chew, and I will see you guys later. You got anything you want to add?
No, now I'm worried about why you think I'm rolling my eyes.
Oh, goodness gracious. You have anything? You sure?
No.
All right, so we'll talk to you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Good night.
Hey everyone, this is Stevie Richards. When I'm not doing Stevie Richards Fitness, well actually when I am doing Stevie Richards Fitness resistance band training programs, I like to listen to my friends on the Voices of Misery podcast. They talk about literally everything and anything, some stuff that might offend you. So if you're not easily offended, don't subscribe because they say whatever is on their minds is actually subscribe. Subscribe anyway. You might learn something, and check them out anywhere you can download and listen to your favorite podcast. And of course, check them out at voicesofmisery.podbean.com.